go. I can show them how to do it when I'm in the zone. Before we start, let me puff that indigo. If I thrust, guaranteed you gon' feel it though. My intro for this real shit. When I walk the bridge and we built it. Two hoes got the boy on kill clip. My team good and we rollin'. It ain't really hard to see that I'm fresher. I'm a F5 with Brock Lesnar. We ain't got time to listen. Yo, lecture, let him put the title up.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Dead on Dave, man. What's going on this lovely Saturday night for you guys there in America? It's 12:01 in the morning here in Germany, and I'm coming at you large and in charge, man. We're gonna have a good time. We're gonna try to have a good time. I had a very light show, very light and fluffy, all kinds of good stuff to talk about, NXT, all that good stuff. But terrorists have fucked all that up. So obviously the big story going on around the world, and something that normally doesn't really affect the wrestling world too much, has very much affected the wrestling world tonight, as reports have come out that WWE Survivor Series is reportedly a target of ISIS. Now, this whole thing is very interesting in a lot of ways because the story is ongoing. Basically what happened was Anonymous, the hacking group that have declared war on ISIS, not the first time either, they've done this in the past, and kind of lose interest. But now after the whole thing with Paris, they went on a huge campaign taking down thousands of Twitter accounts that were propaganda sites for ISIS and terrorist groups and all of that, which is great. They're doing good work with that. I'm not usually the biggest fans of Anonymous in a lot of ways because mainly I feel like they could do so much with the power that they have because they're some of the best hackers in the world. And I don't know, I feel some of their things that they go after celebrities for and things like that, it's a very ego-driven group. I don't think there really should be ego with some of the things that it should be more magnanimous. And in this case, they are pretty much doing that. Now, reportedly, they released a whole bunch of information about a bunch of different targets. We had one, they're saying on Sunday, there's going to be one in France, or a couple in Paris, 3 in Paris, the Feast of Christ the King celebrations in Rome, Al Jihad One Day, One Juz in Indonesia, Five Finger Death Punch in Milan, University Pastoral Day, Holy Spirits University in Lebanon, and of course Survivor Series being the one lone United States target. So there's all of this stuff going on, and it's quite, crazy. It's almost unfathomable. When you think about it, it's scary, it's disturbing, and you really don't know exactly what to make of it. Now it's come even further, and I'm going to get back to this in a second. I want to bring in the new co-host right here on Dead on Dave Live, my man, your man, Tootal of XLT Podcast. What's going on, Tootal?
What's going on, man? How you doing, Dave?
How you doing, brother?
I'm good. Just got back from work. Excited to podcast with you. Excited to have some fun tonight.
You work hard for that money. So hard for it, honey. You work hard for your money, so Dave is going to treat you right. That's what's going to happen. So I'm very excited to have you here, man. Thank you.
Thank you. Just before we start, is there any feedback? Do you hear any feedback at all? Just want to make sure everything's good with the mic.
No, you sound great.
Awesome. Sweet.
You sound great.
Good to go.
Yeah, so we're talking about the big story. I don't know how much you heard about it being at work, but ISIS reportedly targeting Survivor Series tomorrow night. Now, I don't know, how much have you heard about this?
Quite a lot, actually. I got a couple of friends or coworkers at work that we talk wrestling. So I read the news a couple hours ago during my lunch break. And I read the news about Survivor Series that the Anonymous, I guess, tipped off the government or whatever it was, the FBI, about this possible, not 100% confirmed, but there was chatter, what they found.
Yes.
So, yeah, I read about that, and I also read that it's not just Survivor Series, it's still talking about Paris as well.
Yeah, there's about 8 different places that they're targeting. I've already listed. I just listed them off right before you came on. But now to kind of make things a little bit more interesting, in an update that came out 4:45 Eastern Standard Time, Anonymous has now posted a tweet saying it did not know where the rumors of these planned attacks originated. And this is their exact tweet. This is from Anonymous at your Anon News. That's their Twitter handle. We did not spread any rumors about possible future ISIS attacks, and frankly, we do not know where the rumors came from. So I don't know if that is them denying that this is even an actual story, that it did not come from them. That's a little bit of a twist to the entire thing. This could be a fake story altogether, but it doesn't matter whether it's fake or not. The fact that it got this far, now we know this is definitely going to be affecting what happens all around the world. And you know what? That may not necessarily be a bad thing. I spent 10 years in the military. 2 words that became very important to me were situational awareness. And it's not only in times of war that you should have situational awareness. I think you should always be aware of your surroundings and just making sure that you're not going to get your ass kicked by the wrong person. If you see a big bald guy in the corner, probably don't make bald jokes. You might get your ass kicked. You know, it is. If I see you at a bar too tall, I'm not going to start telling Shrek jokes, you know, because you might come over and step on me. You know, it's situational awareness.
Right.
Yeah. But it's pretty crazy to see that it's gotten this far, and now WWE has released statements, and it's getting fairly serious. They had a live show in Venice last night, and there's all kinds of pictures floating around of enhanced security. In fact, they went to so far as to pat people down as they were coming in, which is something they've never done at a live NXT event at this venue in Venice before. That's what people were saying. And the pictures of these security guards, they're humongous human beings, man. I don't know if they just grabbed some of the wrestlers in the back and said, get on a uniform.
Right.
I don't know, but these guys are huge.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. Somebody asked in chat, you know, would you still go to an event? I would. To me, personally, I would still go. I don't want to let other people determine my life. I'm not scared. You know what I'm saying? And I get the threat is there. I mean, my backstory is I already, when I was young, when I was 8, you know, I moved to the United States right around when I was 8. But before that, I already lived through pretty much a war, you know, with Bosnia and all that in the early 90s and, you know, mid 90s and or whatever when I was young. So I'm not one of those people that's going to let other people determine what I do with my life. So, and that's what they want. That's the thing, though. You know, that's the whole point of terrorism. With the groups, that's exactly what they want you to do. They want you to be scared to go out. They want you to be scared to do stuff. That's how they've really won. You know, the attacks is one thing, but you being scared to actually walk on the streets is a whole other story. So
it's their entire agenda. I would still. They want to scare you into their way of thinking and staying the hell out, whatever the case may be. That's the whole point of terrorism, is to generate fear and control you with that fear. And that's so by not going, by people not showing up and the such, it is buying into that. Now, at the same time, if you are fearful enough and you have kids and you don't want to take them to this event because there is a legitimate chance that something could happen, I understand that as well. You know, this is a scary time that we're living in, and I'm over here in Europe, and I was very close to these attacks. I had relatives that were on the border of France, and they were freaking out about their safety and everything. But at the end of the day, you're 100% right. You can't live in fear, and you got to continue to live your life. But the question does become, are these attacks going to escalate to a point where that's not even a possibility, where you have to live your life in fear? I mean, there are places in the world, many places, but places that are that these terrorist attacks originate from. And you being from one of them places yourself, you can't live a normal goddamn life sometimes. It gets so bad. So, I mean, I don't know if it's ever going to get that bad in the Western civilization, but it's a scary thought. And it's new to us.
I think that what would come, you know, I'm not big on politics, but I think at some point it would come down to a decision to where you start just, you know, Donald Trump and whatever he said on Twitter a couple weeks ago, what he would have done. Yeah. Start taking action. And there's only so much you can take. And I get that's another thing that they would probably want you to do. They want you to take action because they want you to acknowledge them as a serious threat, you know. Sure. But at this point, they've already done that, you know. So I'm not saying run in fear, but I'm saying we should be taking action as far as
no question about that. I'm a military guy. I spent 10 years in the Army. I've been to Iraq 3 times. I couldn't agree with you more. Now, we can get into all. We should never went to Iraq. I couldn't agree with you more about all that stuff if people are going to take that stand. However, the way we left the country is way worse. It's the whole thing is a mess. But all that notwithstanding, action needs to be taken in this situation. Yeah. This is getting to the point. I mean, how many atrocities have to be carried out before anybody stands up and says enough? And it's kind of sad when Putin's becoming that guy, when the Prince of Jordan, the King of Jordan, is becoming that guy, and our government doesn't want to do we want to argue within our own walls whether or not we should be doing something and fight about it in the media instead of actually taking action. That's a scary thought.
Yeah, I agree.
It terrifies me.
To me, the whole thing. I was talking to one of the people I work with, and I was like about Survivor Series. I'm like, their security's not been the greatest as far as last couple of months. People jumping barricades and stuff. I'm sure this is a whole different level. I was trying to make light of the situation, which is whether this threat is real or not. But I'm sure tomorrow they're going to there's going to be a whole bunch of actions to take. Before we even open doors, there's going to be screening. There's going to be patting down. I can almost guarantee that the FBI is involved. They're going to take precautions to make people feel safe with where they're going.
Yeah, they're going to take over precautions as well. We're going to see a lot of extra security. There's either, like you said, there's going to be pat downs, metal detectors, and you know what? That is going to be enough deterrent. It really is. A little side note. Here in Germany last week, in Hanover, we had a soccer match, a football match, where Angela Merkel, the Chancellor of Germany, was supposed to be there, and there was an attack that was supposed to take place. It got thwarted. The big venue in Paris, they tried to hit the damn soccer match there, where the French president was supposed to be there. It got thwarted. It doesn't take a whole hell of a lot to thwart these situations. By the way, Scott Davenport says, Dave, what was your MOS? I was a 25 uniform. Started as a 31 uniform, but then eventually became a 25 uniform. Commo guy, communications, for those of you not savvy in the lingo. So I think with these type of fairly rudimentary attacks that we see out of these terrorist organizations, that's going to be enough to thwart something. Now, could something still happen? Absolutely. But I do not think that this event should be canceled. It doesn't seem like the event is going to be canceled, but we'll see. We'll see. The WWE has issued a statement, and what they said was very simple, 2 lines. This is what they released. WWE Survivor Series is currently scheduled as planned, and while we investigate the matter with federal, state, and local authorities. Now, the good people in Atlanta, Georgia, says the FBI is aware of reports of an alleged threat that includes an Atlanta, Georgia venue and event. While we take all threats seriously, we do not have specific or credible information of an attack at this time. We have, however, made proper notifications as we continue to work closely with our law enforcement and private sector partners to keep our community safe. They've talked about replanning the event. I don't know what that even means, but we'll see. I don't see Survivor Series being shut down, though. That would be a little bit of a surprise to me. I think it would be an overreaction. What do you think? Do you think it's going to get shut down?
No, it's rough. Obviously you got to think about how many people you're letting into a venue, 15,000 people, wrestlers, families of wrestlers and all that. And I'm sure a lot of wrestlers or people that were there are concerned about their well-being.
Sure.
If they do it right, and it is definitely a secure presence, and we have, I'm assuming which they will, like we said earlier, that there's going to be a lot of cops, undercover cop, FBI probably undercover, whatever is going on, especially if they're going to continue to go on. And I'm sure we'll know I really don't think that if it passes tonight, if it's in the morning, that by tomorrow morning, I don't think they're going to cancel it tomorrow morning. They would do it right before 12 midnight tonight. I think that would make more sense for everybody that's planning what they're doing. Because some people drive, not everybody lives there and goes to the event. Some people drive or fly over, whatever it is. So, but I definitely think there's going to be, like you said, extra precautions taken into what's happening with the situation. And it's unfortunate. I don't understand why the WWE is being even chatted about. I don't understand.
Yeah.
But And that's the thing, random acts, and that's how it works sometimes. And you just have to react. I do think that WWE is smart and not you just give it in right away. They're investigating, they're trying to figure it out.
Yes.
And with all the available resources that we have as far as our country and WWE and so on and so forth, I don't understand that we wouldn't be able to find something, some kind of confirmed or truth or false accusation or whatever it is to help ease the situation. So.
Yeah, absolutely. It seems like by now especially, there would be something that would be a little bit more credible. And not with Anonymous coming out and saying that they have no idea where this shit came from. That even, to me, I don't know if somebody's just having a lark. I have no idea. But here's what we do know. More than likely, Vince McMahon is not going to cancel this event unless he absolutely has to. I mean, it's very difficult for an event of this magnitude, Survivor Series, it's one of the top 4 pay-per-views of the year, to get canceled. Now, I'm not saying whether that's right or wrong. If there's more credible, if there is a 100% credible threat against Survivor Series and it's corroborated and we know that it's happening, shut it the fuck down. But until that happens, until we know for sure, you can't. And here's why. Because if you do, it's not like Survivor Series is the only event happening tomorrow. There is, I believe, 10 or 11 National Football League football games going on, each one having probably more spectators at those events than Survivor Series will have in Georgia tomorrow. There are hockey games. Right. There will be basketball games, all with 10, 12, 20,000 folks packed into these arenas. They're all targets. So if you cancel Survivor Series, logically, you have to start canceling all of these events. And that is exactly the point of terrorism. Because they will be claiming ultimate victory. If they can get all Americans to stop going to sports, oh boy, they won. We love our sports.
There's the point.
It's crazy. It's crazy to think about.
Yeah, that's how it works, man. Like I said, I mean, I grew up, lived it. That's how it works. The more that you run, the more the threat is real to you, and you fear it, and you run away from things. The better they feel about what they're doing, and the more they're going to do it. So,
how long were you there for?
Well, I was born in '89 in the capital of Bosnia, Sarajevo. Lived about 2 hours outside. It's a little town outside of the capital. I was there until 97, 98.
Oh wow!
And then I went back in 2009. I went back to see my family for like 3 months. But yeah,
wow!
I remember most of it.
You essentially grew up there.
Yeah. I remember. I mean, when I was younger, like my sister, the good thing for her is I tell her all the time because she cries sometimes. It's like I don't remember what's going. I don't remember like my past or whatever. I was like, that's good. Because you really don't want to remember the early 90s. It's not something to remember. I do because I was old enough to like understand, and I have these images in my head.
Yeah.
And I can tell you, I know I don't want to go too deep and weird or depressing on you, but when I was in high school in America here, we went to an Anne Frank show. Mm-hmm. And the point where it was like the live theater, the point where the Nazis came up, and found the room or whatever, the attic and everything.
Yeah.
And the gunfire was going on in the background. Like my hands started shaking and shit.
Oh, wow.
And I started like freaking out, and I had to like leave. I had to get out of there because it was like something was, I don't know. That's the first and last time I've experienced something like that.
That's PTSD, my friend.
Yeah, I mean, that's the first and last time, like I said, experiencing it. But I mean, people told me what it was before. Somebody mentioned that to me before, PTSD. It was weird. It was the first ever feeling like everything, like my hands were shaking, my hair was risen. Wow. Like I just had to get out of there. It just felt very real to me. I had to get the hell out of there. Wow. So that was the first and last time I've experienced that. I've never with movies or anything like that. Yeah. I don't know why. It was just maybe I was too into the show, and it got to the point where for me it felt more real. So I don't know. Little story for you guys.
Do you play
Sorry,
war
I'm not
video
trying to be
games
depressing. What was that?
Do you play a lot of war video games?
Yeah. I play Battlefield, Star Wars Battlefront. Well, that's a sci-fi basically, but Call of Duty every once in a while.
I actually can't. I get freaked out by car backfires and stuff like that, or if I don't know that fireworks are happening, they'll still freak me out pretty good. I used to wake up almost nightly with nightmares. I don't anymore. I mean, like once a month, once every couple of months, I'll still have a dream that'll fuck me up, and I'll wake up and like in a cold sweat and shit. But those aren't all that frequent anymore. However, when I play war video games, Modern Warfare, any of that stuff, I can't do it. Like if I play for more than 10, 15 minutes, I get like full immersed. That's how I am with video games. That's why I like Fallout so much. I just get into this full immersion. And the reason why I can play Fallout is because it's so fantastical. It's not real. But if I'm playing an actual soldier and like guns that I've held, because I was an armor, so I mean, I know the weapon systems very well and everything. If I start seeing them, I'm like, oh my God, I start freaking out and I can't play them. I can't do it.
Yeah, the only other time I felt anything, what is it, like weird about shit, like a little bit nervous, is when I watched Behind Enemy Lines.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever seen that movie. That's the only time, because that was directly a story out of like Bosnia during the war, you know, war crimes and things like that in Bosnia. So that's the only time that I felt a little bit weird or uneasy with the whole thing. But but not as bad as that running out of the theater. Not as bad as that, though.
No, that's bad. That's terrifying. It's terrible.
We're just bringing this down real low.
It's all right. We got all that's what the point of this conversation. Sometimes things got to get real as fucking. You know what? This is going to get real as fucking. It's completely okay. Edward Crowley in the chat with the first super ignorant thing said of the day. He's very good at saying ignorant things, and he doesn't disappoint. He says, could this be a Vince marketing ploy to get more people to watch, trying to make WWE seem more popular than it actually is, like he does with bragging about how many likes they have on Facebook? What the hell's the matter with you, Crowley? You limey fuck? What's the matter with you? Call in so I can yell at you. Crowley, call in so I can berate you on the air. Oh, my God. Speaking of calling, if you guys want to call in and have a question for myself or the great mammoth of a man that is Too Tall, call in on Skype, David Vancura, DAVIDVANCURA, or use the number 702-751-2902. Call in. We're taking your questions, your concerns, your hopes, your dreams, your qualms, your quips, your jokes, your puns, your anecdotes, anything that you have to say, you could say it right here. This is your safe space. This is your safe. Well, no, it's not really, because I'm going to make fun of most of you, and I'll hang up on many and throw you over the top rope and do all kinds of things. But that's okay, because I'm the copious fat man, and that is what I do. So, moving on a little bit, we can smoothly segue away from this whole situation. I'm sure it will get brought up again because, let's face it, it is a huge news story. But in the actual world of wrestling, before we start getting some other sports, if we do today, who knows, something major is happening in NXT, and something that I've talked about for a while. I've talked about the proverbial floodgates opening up, and NXT really starting to gather independent guys, New Japan guys, TNA guys, and it seems like it could actually be happening. James Storm is reportedly about to become a full-time member of WWE NXT. We got Austin Aries backstage at NXT live tapings. He did not perform, neither did Gunner, but they were both there, had their gear, and reportedly did some kind of tryout. Jesse Sorensen is back wrestling with NXT again. We have some I can't remember his name off the top of my head, and I'm going to get crucified for it, but a fairly popular guy from New Japan has just signed and already been introduced by Triple H. Rich Swann just had a match at a live event. Biff Busick is coming to all these guys. It seems like the floodgates are opening. So my question to you, Too Tall, is what do you think of this potential influx of old and new talent coming down to NXT? How many do you think are going to get up to the main roster? And who do you want to see more than anyone else come into NXT and perform?
Oh, more than anybody else? That's an easy one. AJ Styles.
Yeah, I think everybody wants to see AJ.
Yeah, that's an easy one for me.
Pretty easy.
Austin Aries, that's a big thing that he was even backstage kind of checking everything out, which is awesome. I think they're finally getting the idea that, yeah, you can get homegrown talent. Don't get me wrong. Enzo Amore and Big Cass, homegrown talent, doing an amazing job. And they can definitely build talent, but it's also good to dip into the indie pool.
Yes.
Or other promotions. You don't have to acknowledge TNA or Ring of Honor if you don't want to. It doesn't matter.
They didn't
but you
with
can
Joe.
Get these guys.
They didn't with Joe.
Yeah. They go, yeah, or you can do that, yeah. But I mean, you can still get these amazing. I don't care who you are. As far as a wrestler, like if I was a wrestler and I'm indie and I've done 10 years of indie or TNA or New Japan or whatever it is, at the end of the day, I want to see how far I can make it in WWE.
Yes.
I don't care if it's PG, if it's less than PG. I want to see how far I can make it in WWE because it is the company.
It is.
It is the company, and you got to prove. I would want to prove to myself and see what I can do in the company.
Agreed.
So but as far as what they're doing, awesome. Triple H is making great decisions in NXT, alongside with Regal, who's recruiting amazing. I mean, Asuka is just phenomenal. Come on. There's so much talent.
She's changing the way not only women's wrestling is viewed in America, but wrestling. This is the woman who is going to bring that change. The way you watch Japanese wrestling and you watch Japanese crowds, we're starting to see that with NXT. That's an exciting thing, man. She is a game changer. Absolute game changer.
Yeah. And she's going to be one of the biggest stars in NXT. And I can see her being a main roster within 9 to 10 months easily. And again, people always say, well, she can't talk on the mic. Who cares?
Who cares?
Brock Lesnar doesn't talk on the mic, and he can speak English. Who cares?
She doesn't need to. There is no reason.
I just compared her to Brock Lesnar. I'm just saying.
Yes, well, that's a very good comparison because she kills people. She murders people. It's fantastic. What I'm loving about this is bringing in people from different organizations, from different disciplines, from different backgrounds. All you're doing is helping the homegrown talent and the young kids that are coming up. Because Rich Swann, he's an independent guy. He's not a homegrown WWE guy, but he's 24 years old. So he's a young guy. He's going to benefit from having guys like Jushin Thunder Liger come down like they did with Tyler Breeze, or the Brian Kendrick coming down and training someone like he did with Eva Marie for whatever good that
didn't work, but
I have something I want to talk about that in a little while. Just remind me, Eva Marie. All right, just later on the show, just remind me, Eva Marie, because there's something I want to bring up. It's pretty interesting. But there's all these things that they're bringing in. Look what they've done. Rhino is a great example. Rhino coming in and working with Baron Corbin, I don't think it's a coincidence that we've seen a great improvement out of Baron Corbin since he's worked with Rhino. It's just getting these guys in there with these younger talents. Not only does it help them out, build the talent pool, but let's face it, we still want to see some of these guys. I marked out for James Storm, and I'm not even a James Storm fan. It's exciting.
Yeah.
It's exciting. Austin Aries, who I don't like at all. I want to see him wrestle. I want to see him and Finn Balor. Take my money, and I don't even like Austin Aries. I think he's overrated like a mug, but I want to see him and Finn Balor real bad. Why? Because I'm an idiot. Because I have to see it. I got to see these. I got to see them. I got to.
Right.
So I'm very excited about it, man. I think it's pretty damn amazing and very smart.
I think it's a very, very good, like what's on the horizon for NXT and going into a main event, Monday Night Raw, because WWE is apparently not NXT, but whatever. Looking ahead at some point, which everybody's talked about, you've talked about, and other people have talked about that I've watched, as far as wrestling goes, you have to start creating this talent and pushing it correctly. Yeah. I'm not saying Roman Reigns has to be champion like a lot of people complain about or whatever, but at some point, Roman Reigns will be champion. You have to give him a chance to see what happens. And if he flops, he flops. Whatever, we move on. It's not like every person that was champion made it out to be the greatest wrestler that they've ever had. You get these guys that are hit or miss. And sometimes it's, the right opportunity might not be the first time or the second time or the third time. So it'll take a while. Roman Reigns is still young, and don't get me wrong, I am the worst person when it comes to like who likes Roman Reigns, who doesn't like. I don't like to see him, trust me. But I'm saying, as far as young talent, who do you have right now? You got Seth Rollins is out, John Cena who's on vacation, Randy Orton tore his shoulder or whatever, taking the trash out or whatever the hell happened. You have all these people, and this is the opportunity for people like Ambrose, Roman Reigns, Kevin Owens, all these people to start stepping up. And hopefully, if you give these guys just a little bit of a leeway, you just give them a little freedom.
You've got to take the leash off. You've got to take the leash off.
Have to. The New Day, for example, take the leash off. Look what happened.
Yeah. Yeah. I think the one argument that you really can make and makes sense for Roman Reigns, because, I mean, we've had the argument, and I troll Pittsburgh Boyd, I make fun of him about it and all that, but the reality is, if they decide to put the belt on Roman tomorrow night, which I do think is a distinct possibility, even though I'm starting to really think that it's going to be Dean Ambrose, if they do go with Roman, or Dean, really, it doesn't matter, it's not a bad move, because at the very least, we're going to know if it works. You got to find out. There has to be a point where you find out. And let's face it, we'd rather see it happen at Survivor Series than at WrestleMania. I think it makes way more sense for it to happen even though the Survivor Series is supposed to be a very big event, it's not WrestleMania, it's not Royal Rumble, it's not SummerSlam. So I'd much rather see it happen then, wouldn't you? I mean, let's find out.
Right. Like, I mean, you have so many months leading up to, WrestleMania and Royal Rumble. You have a lot of pay-per-views. You still got TLC. You have all these pay-per-views still go through. It's an opportunity to early on try to, light the flame, do something. We all understand that you can go in here and do an autopilot. I get that, but it's not bad. Even with for example, the Paige Charlotte. Yeah, I get it. It was really, some people were like, oh wow, I couldn't really watch that. But I want to, I'm sure Charlotte didn't disagree to do this.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure she had some say in it's her brother, it's her family. So I'm sure she had absolute say in whether she'll say or do anything about it.
Sure.
Maybe she was pressured, whatever. I don't know what happened, obviously, but yeah. And then the funny thing is, people freak out. It's like, oh, okay, we'll give you a little bit. You got a taste of
that's
how
that
weird
PC
we can
shit.
get, I guess.
The PC shit won't die too tall. It won't die completely.
Yeah,
we got to kill it with
it's
fire. We got to take fiery sticks and poke at the PC monster. We got to get rid of it. It needs to die a horrible death. The Charlotte thing is interesting because WWE released a statement on it saying not only did Charlotte have input on it, but the idea came from something Charlotte said to somebody in the back, because she's made this statement. I've heard her say it in interviews, and she even said it on Table for Three, that her whole career is dedicated to Reed. And that's basically what the premise of that promo was on Raw. Look, the reality is what Paige said, it was fairly disgusting, but it was also fairly innocuous in a way too. I mean, it was ambiguous. She didn't say anything too edgy. It got people going because we simply don't hear things like that. But as I noticed on SmackDown, we had three cock jokes on SmackDown. 3 direct references to cocks. We did. It happened. Big E's waving his dick to everybody every goddamn day. Kofi Kingston farted on Kalisto.
Oh, shit.
He put his ass over his face and he fart casted him. I saw it happen. It was great. We had Paige a few weeks ago. Hell, I think you can make the argument a few weeks ago when she made the B and C comment, which was obviously bitch cunt reference. That's more edgy than what she said. But because Reed is dead and how he died, of course, that's going to get blown out of proportion. Now, we can argue back and forth all day. You got Jim Ross weighing in and fucking Bret the Hitman Hart weighing in about, it crossed the line and all of this. But they all agree on one thing. It got people talking, and people are still talking about it. And the fact is, they were desperate. They needed some juice for this match because nobody cared. Now people care a little bit more. So now if they can perform and have an epic encounter, I think it's all worth it in the end. I mean, as long as Charlotte was not coerced into doing it. If it comes out that Charlotte was forced into it and WWE was like, no, you're going to do it, bury your brother, then, then WWE needs to be admonished. There's something wrong there. But I don't think that's what happened. And I don't think anybody logically thinks that's what happened.
Yeah, I got to agree. I mean, there's just no way that, first of all, she's not 12, okay? She's a grown woman. She can make her own decisions.
Yeah.
So I'm sure she had a say in whether she'll do anything with that. And, people reacted. Some people loved it. Some people were like, this is too far. At the end of the day, it's over. It happened. And it was probably the most interesting thing that you saw with the Divas Revolution or whatever you want to call it in the last month. So going up to Survivor Series, you're going to want to watch this match because now to me, it felt like at some point, maybe I ignored the whole thing, but to me, it felt at some point that it got real, like in the ring. That's what it felt like, and that's what I kind of liked about it. Aside from what that was said, it looked like Charlotte really got heated.
She lost her shit.
Yeah, that's exactly what it looked like. So yeah.
Let's take a call, man. First call tonight, 870. You're live with Dead on Dave and Too Tall. What you got?
What is up, Dave? Number one, I got to ask, what the hell is up with the dislikes?
Oh, obviously, that's easily explainable. I made a reference to Joe Cronin being a baby yesterday about not wanting us to be even mentioned in tweets together, which is ridiculous. And apparently he must have heard about it, and now his trolls have come out. It's probably one or two people who created multiple accounts to dislike my video and down my video.
I'm sorry. I have to say this. I've been a fan of both of you guys for a very long time.
That's great.
But however, I have to say, number one, I personally immediately took a liking more towards your style of covering wrestling than his, because it's more analytical and it's less just fucking in your face. I'm like, okay, I can't take an hour of this, bud. But his fans, God. I mean, I haven't dealt with him personally. He was always nice when he took my call, so I'm not going to talk shit. I know you don't want to start anything. I understand that.
No.
His fans, though, may be the biggest fucking waste of space on earth.
Well, the reality is he's got 20,000 subs, and any of the guys that have major subs like that, Sean's View, JD, Bruce Splits, they all have a rabid fan base, and that's completely fine. That's what you're going to have, and I completely understand that. Look, I have no ill will or hatred towards fucking Joe Cronin at all.
Oh, I know you don't. I know. I can say that after watching many videos you've never, mentioned, like, oh, fuck this guy.
He helped me out in so many ways. I also feel I helped him out in many ways. It was a very mutual, beneficial situation. I think that we did some great stuff together. He fired me. He didn't want me there no more. And then when he tried to kind of recant it, I was like, no, I can't do this anymore. It's time to move the hell on. And honestly, it's been a absolute weight off my chest. It's been nice to just be able to do my thing.
I think the split was good for both of you personally.
I wish him nothing but the best.
For the time. Yes, exactly. It's just fans get shit all fucked up,
That's
they hear like one thing or whatever, and they just think that all of a sudden you're both plotting against each other like 24/7, like, because they see you on air for like 2 hours every couple of days. But, whatever. That being said, I'm supposed to be at the show on Monday, and I am looking forward to having to face ISIS. That is a joke. I'm actually not.
Oh, God.
I am not looking. I saw that. I'm like, oh, well, fuck, great. If they pussy out the one day and finally hype themselves up, I'm fucked in Nashville. But, I'm like, fuck, I can't do it today.
Oh, God.
But, I just, it really sucks. It really does. I think there's a lot of blame going around for things of ISIS that should not be going around. But or at least on Muslims as a whole, because the Bible.
We're not going to have that liberal conversation because.
Hey, no,
hold on.
To me.
You said it. Hold on. So wait, let me say this. Let me say this. The peaceful Muslims, they're absolutely irrelevant, and I'll tell you why.
Yeah.
Because they're not. As long as they're a sect of people slaughtering others, just like there was with the Nazis. Just like we've seen in Japan, we've seen in China, there's been over and over. It's the peaceful minority or majority, even in most cases, in all cases of these, really, they're irrelevant. We know that not all Muslims are violent people.
Oh, I'm not. My point was that you can literally do that with a lot of religious texts. If there were insane people that wanted to say, look at this Bible verse, I can stab people with a spear every time they have premarital sex. It's just stupid. It's really, really stupid. If you take religion that far, you are a brainwashed moron.
It is until a group bands together and kills 130 people in a massacre in Paris.
Yes.
It is until
they're just waste of life. Complete waste of life.
It is. But because of those events, action has to be taken. And unfortunately, a lot of innocent people who've never even thought of hurting another individual are going to get caught up in that situation. There is no way of avoiding that. There's just
of course
not.
It's just especially how humans think too. We think, it's we look at things, easy things to blame.
Yeah.
As well,
and skin color is the easiest thing of all because because it's the first thing you notice about somebody because it's their skin. You see somebody.
It's the largest organ of their body.
Yeah, I mean, Too Tall. Now, I want to get your opinion on this, man. How many issues have you had, if any, since you've been in America, man? I mean, because not only are you of a different color, you're from a different descent, but you're a giant of a human being. So, what issues, if any, have you had?
I'm white, but it's not so much the color. I'll tell you right now, it's really not the color of your skin. To be honest with you, it is if you have an accent.
I mean, do people just assume that you're Muslim?
No, I mean, there's some people. Because during Bosnia and everything, that also included Muslims and stuff like that throughout the war and things like that. So there's some people that would assume. Some people hear my last name and they get freaked out by it, or they hear I'm from Bosnia, so right away they assume that I'm this. Maybe I'm a bad person. Maybe because the thing about American news is they don't show you everything. You see bits and pieces. Like, for example, in Bosnia, when you watch the news, if there's a double murder, they're showing you that on TV, like the bodies in the car or whatever, okay? Because I witnessed that in 2009. They'll show you the actual person in the car that's still there before all the evidence was collected and all that stuff. So here, you're in America, it's a little bit different. And I understand why. You don't want to have people panic and things like that. You don't want to show them everything. I get that. But for me, when I came to the United States, the first issue I've ever ran into was my accent, which I don't really have that much anymore.
No.
Like my parents do. Or the fact that I couldn't speak perfect English. Still, sometimes, I don't put sentences together, or maybe I use a word not how it's supposed to be used, and people don't.
It's okay. I speak good English for the both of us. Don't even worry about it, Tuto. I'll speak the good English for both of us. Don't even worry.
But I encountered, in school it was the worst because I was looked at as a person that they don't know who I am, where I'm from, or they knew where I was from, but they don't know exactly what it entailed, what country, where it was. Some people thought it was under Russia.
And kids in general are just shitty as well.
Yeah.
Kids in general.
Really and that's what it is. And I went through all of that. I got suspended from high school and middle school a couple times for fighting and things like that. Got suspended for choking somebody out, stuff like that. Because at some point, you can only try to bully somebody so long.
Sure.
And when you try to bully somebody that's 6'10", there's just going to be, and when I was younger, I was more tempered because I came from this background where I was seeing violence, so I was introduced to it very early on in age. So when I got to America and I got picked on in school and things like that, I retaliated. I got really angry. I didn't know how to handle myself, so that's why I got suspended a couple of times, which was kind of funny because sometimes I got suspended twice, and twice the person that picked on me did not get nothing.
Yeah.
So I thought that was really weird. But I mean, that's the biggest thing that I've encountered.
That might not have anything to do with your race, just the fact that you're a giant. It's just like you're huge. But like you said, there's only so much that you could take, even at 5'10", let alone 6'10".
Yeah.
Because eventually you're going to come to the realization, I could step on this little motherfucker. It's just eventually that realization is going to hit you. So I fully understand that. 870, you got anything else? I got another caller I want to take.
By the way, this is Raw, if you didn't know.
Oh, I know. I know your monotone ass anytime that you call in. I always know.
I can't help it. I've tried before to change it. It just doesn't work.
How do you like the upgrade? I like the upgrade of Too Tall. How about that, sucker?
That Too Tall is definitely. He's about a foot upgrade. He's got about a foot on me. I'm sure the same in Dick's.
And that's only in his pants. Yeah, I mean, shit.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
All right, Rob. I appreciate the call, buddy.
All right, man. All right, see.
Take it easy, man. This should be interesting. Let's take a call here. This one should be interesting. Jaron Walker.
It has been a minute, my friend.
The balls on this kid to call in. Wow. What's up, Jaron? How you doing?
I'm good. Why do I have balls for calling in?
Oh no reason, no reason at all.
Okay. What's up?
I only got your fucking channel trolling me right now and fucking disliking my goddamn video like a mother. You know, I only got a whole bunch of people coming from your shit fucking with me.
You're saying it's me disliking this video. Wait, how many dislikes does it have?
You made a choice to go over there, brother. You made a choice to jump in my grave, so you're a part of it. Like it or not, but it's okay. I still got a lot of love for you. So what's up, man, Jaron? What you got?
Nothing. I'm just. I talked about this earlier. I mean, I think that they're all just bluffing. I think ICE is just bluffing.
They weren't bluffing last Sunday.
I mean, I know, but I mean, like, they're making, like, all these threats now. They threatened, what it was, DC, they threatened Times Square. I mean, it's been, like, I don't know, now they're targeting WWE. I feel like they just want to, like, install fear into people. I mean, we obviously seen what they can do before, but I feel like they just want to, like, feel like they have control.
Yeah. Well, now we don't even know. Hey, 678, keep calling in. I'm going to take your call in a minute, all right? Keep calling in 678. Don't worry, I will get to you. Now we don't even know how credible this is because Anonymous is even saying, I'm not even sure. We're not sure where it came from. We didn't start any rumors. We don't know where it came from. So you could be 100% right. It certainly could be a bluff. It certainly could be absolutely nothing. We don't know.
But you have to treat it as real.
Sure.
That's the simple fact. Because it's not just it wasn't just a Twitter. It's not just Twitter. Like CBS picked it up.
Yeah.
Major news outlets picked it up. So now you have to treat it like it's going to be a real threat. If you're going to go live, we get it. But now you have to, take precautions, and that's just
absolutely the FBI's involved.
Simple. That's a simple solution.
Yeah. Look, it's not going to be that big of a deal to enhance security at this event. It's nothing. Yeah, it's something you have to do, even if it's just a precautionary method. To do nothing is ignorant. It's stupid, because if something does happen, then everybody gets thrown under the bus. It's like, why didn't we do anything? Well, because we thought it was a bluff. That's pretty fucking ignorant.
That's true. I mean, they said the FBI is investigating it, but they're still going on. Until further notice, is what WWE said.
As far as we know right now, it is still happening.
The show must go on. I mean, I don't know. Maybe Roman Reigns won't become champion. I mean, it's just a scary situation, though, dude. Like, they're targeting like WWE events. Is it like a thing now? Is this just gonna be no, you go live for Raw or ending?
Where a lot of eyeballs are going to be on it, and the fact of the matter is, the United States has a lot of places every single day where thousands of people group together. We have stadiums all over the country. We're a huge nation. How many major sports teams do you have in your state? 10?
Okay, let's see.
12?
We got. Oh, we got.
No,
I
don't want you to list them off. Don't list them off. No, Jaron, don't list them off.
Okay.
But you have a lot. You got like 12. You got like 12 major sports teams. It's and a lot of them have different stadiums. So I mean, you got 4, 5, 6 massive stadiums that can hold upwards of 20, 30, 40,000 friggin' individuals. They're targets. I mean, plain and simple. In this type of situation, they're targets. The reason why the United States does not get hit more often with these type of events is because it's just so big. It's hard to hit. France, small, easy to hit, very easy to hit. Germany, the country I live in, it's the size of Texas. It's the size of Texas. That's how big Germany is. It's crazy.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, not big. Not big in the grand scheme of things. Europe is a much different monster, and that's why a lot of these terrorist attacks will continue to happen over here, because not only is it closer to the point of origin, but they're smaller. They're easier targets. United States, to hit a ground attack like we saw in Paris, would be unbelievably brazen. What the hell is going on tonight? Graham Hull is calling in.
Oh.
If this is actually Graham, which I don't think it is, but holy God, that's interesting. Graham, if that's you, add me, and I will take your call.
He's in the chat.
What the hell is going on tonight?
Yeah, he was in the chat earlier, so it seems like he's here.
That's crazy.
Yeah, he's in the chat currently, so it might be him.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but the last thing I wanted to say though was they need to take a lot of precaution. They need to take a lot of precautions. Like I don't think they should have pyro tomorrow because that will scare the crap out of people.
Yeah.
I don't think that they no pyro, no like loud noises or whatever like that. Like
Well, should the lights not go out?
does.
Should the Undertakers? And I mean, you got to think about that. I don't think that you alter the show because then you have to alter everything. The Undertaker can't come out for his 27-minute intro because the lights will be out and somebody could stab somebody. And no, if you're going to have the event, you have to have the event, you know?
I can deal with like maybe red lighting like for Kane and whatever, like Undertaker and Kane come out. I don't think they should have druids. They shouldn't have the whole slow Undertaker entrance.
If
They
you're
should
going to do that, you might as well cancel the event.
Yeah, I mean the druid.
Yeah.
Like people being a druid, that's not going to be if they're. I mean, now we're getting like really into it, you know. But the people that are the druids are not going to be any part of any kind of attack because you're backstage. You're in front. Like you've made it. I don't know how you would have if you could, but you went from outside all the way in. Not only just in the arena, but you're now backstage in front of Vince McMahon and everybody else. I don't foresee that happening. But
yeah, I think that one's a little.
All right, Dave. Well, I hope everything works out, and hopefully, tomorrow's pay-per-view will go, as planned without any problems. But
hopefully.
Whatever. All right, Dave.
Hey, I appreciate the call, Jaron. It's been a while, man.
Yes, sir.
And you can always call in, and the fact that you didn't is what made me give you the ballsy comment at the beginning of the fucking call.
Oh no, you go live on Saturdays, and I go to my dad's house every weekend.
I go live 4 times a week, dickhead.
Okay, well, yeah, okay, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right, but I usually call it on the viewer questions, though.
Yeah, okay.
So you know
All right.
that.
I appreciate you calling in, buddy.
You got it.
Take it easy. Jaron Walker, everybody. Jaron Walker. Let's see if we can. All right, Graham's been trying to call in. This is it's too interesting not to take this call. I don't know if you know the history of Graham and me, but this is interesting to me. What do you think, Too Tall? Should we make this happen?
I don't know the history. He's called in on my show a couple months back, but I don't know. Like I don't. As far as whatever happened with you, Cronin, or anybody else, I know a little bit, but I don't really.
The less the better. It's all stupid.
Yeah, I don't pick sides. I'm a grown man. I'm just here to talk wrestling,
Exactly. Let's add Graham in because I haven't talked to this guy. We didn't have a falling out, so I'm actually interested to hear what's up with Graham. Let's call him in. Let's bring him into the chat here. He's tried to call enough. Let's get him on here. Where is he? Come on, Mammogram. Answer the call, Mammogram. Well, I tried, Graham. You didn't answer. Let's bring somebody else in. 204, you're live with Dead on Dave and Too Tall. What you got?
Hey, guys. Terry.
Oh, the Winnipeg goddess. What is going on, Miss Terry? How you doing?
That's right. Really love those gorgeous trolls that enter into the chat.
Ah, fuck them.
Who cares?
Oh, yes. I say nothing to them. I just hammer them with the wrench. Out they go.
There you go. Not a big deal. Not a big deal.
Call me a cunt.
We don't even need to talk
ignorant.
about the trolls. We're just giving them the spotlight they so desperately crave. What you got for me, doll?
Welcome, Too Tall,
Thank you.
to the show.
Thanks for the love.
People are very excited that you're here. I'm excited that you're here, Too Tall. So I mean, hell.
I know he is so. Too Tall is so awesome to talk to about wrestling.
Yeah.
That makes me feel good. I don't think. I get, I don't know, like 5 or 10 viewers a podcast, depending on what it is. But I appreciate the positive. Like every time I get people or to talk to me or Dave's talking or whatever, I'm just here to talk wrestling. Numbers is a different thing. How many subscribers I have is not a thing to me. If there's 5, when I started the show, there was 1, which was me. I was talking to myself for 45 minutes. So that was the weirdest shows I've ever done. But now there's, a couple people that join the show, and we had fun. Try to have fun,
Yeah, you're coming up like George and Wheezy, man. You're about to hit 1,000 subs not too far. Make sure if you have not subscribed to XLT Podcast, make sure you go over there and let's get him to 1,000 subs at the very least. I think we could do that within the next week. I don't think it's beyond.
I subscribed to him a long time ago.
Well, I wasn't talking to you then, was I, Terry?
Well,
You got anything else for me before I let you get back to your moderating duties?
No, since I didn't call in yesterday, I just thought I'd phone in and say hey.
Well,
And we have snow on the ground. Can you believe that snow on the bloody ground?
Well, go make snow angels, Terry, or ice cream, or not ice cream, snow cones. There you go. But not yellow snow cones because that might get confusing. Don't take the risk.
No yellow snow.
All right, Terry.
Okay. Enjoy the show, you guys. Love you.
Get back in there and kick some ass in the chat. I think Graham is here now. Graham Hall, are you here?
Yes, I am.
What the fuck is going on? Have not heard from this brother in forever. What's up, Graham?
Well, I did get out of wrestling there and away from the whole community and everybody for a while.
Yeah. I just thought you hated me.
I never took my ear off the ground.
I just thought you were like, fuck a Dave.
I just so happened to be looking through your phone, or looking through my phone, and was like, oh shit, Dave's live. Let me see what he's talking about. And then you just so happen to be talking about my neighborhood.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are.
And I wish a motherfucker would.
What do you think about this whole
thing? If ISIS is watching, I wish a motherfucker would come to Atlanta with that bullshit. You tried it one time at the damn Olympics. This shit ain't happening again.
First and foremost, are you going to Survivor Series?
No, actually, I made this public a couple weeks ago when I was asked the same question. But I was going to go to Survivor Series. I was going to take my son and all that.
Yeah.
But then I saw the Raw which told me who was going to be competing in Survivor Series. I woke my son up and said, fuck no, we're not going.
You don't want to see Roman Reigns become the champion? You don't want to see that? That doesn't interest you?
I would have taken Kalisto.
That was bizarre. I'm glad you brought up Kalisto. Having him beat Ryback, that's probably one of the weirdest things I've ever seen, considering the match that he had with Del Rio, which was god-awfully atrocious. That was just weird, wasn't it?
Yeah, the weirdest part of it was Ryback not beating his ass afterwards. Ryback shook his hand.
Yeah. Like, I love you, Kalisto.
I'll take it.
Right. At least I'm on television still. The big guy needs to
They gave me the IC title once. I'm good.
Right. I can retire now. Now he's destroying New Day. Now he's in out of nowhere, Ryback can just beat the shit out of all three of the members of the New Day whenever he wants. It's crazy.
I mean, that's a good thing for him. Shoot, I catch it when I can now.
Yeah.
Because that's one of the reasons why I got off. Just real life business shit took over.
It happens.
Yeah, so I've been shoot. I was working today. I left out at 8:00 this morning. Just got back home just before I called in.
Well, I think it's awesome that you called in, man. It's been a long time, so.
Yeah, but ISIS ain't coming to fucking Atlanta. As soon as they heard it, every redneck went to the pawn shop and went and reloaded.
I tell you,
man, I wish them ISIS would come down here. I got me my shotgun. I'm going to take it to Survivor Series. We're going to have a hunt. What the hell? What are they going to do?
Well, let me put this into perspective for you. Where the stadium is, where they're going to be having it, right? Where they're going to be having Survivor Series, is 2 minutes away from the hood.
Yeah.
And 10 minutes away from the country.
I remember I spent 9 months in Augusta. I wasn't all that far away.
Oh yeah. I mean the stadium shit. That could be the worst place to freaking try to bomb because worst you'll get if you bomb outside the place is a whole shitload of homeless people. But if you just so happen to get close enough, the stadium's right by like the biggest police station I've ever seen.
Oh, there you go. There you go. We're going to see a lot of increased security. Look, I hope that you stay safe, man. I hope that everything goes well. Nothing bad does happen. And I hope you and your family stay safe during this. It's got to be scary. All bullshit and comedy aside, it's got to be a little bit scary having something like that come over the wire, not only in the town that you live in, but in a sport that you generally really do care about. That's got to be somewhat disconcerting to you.
I mean, I mean, it makes you like want to take extra precautions, or makes me want to take extra precautions.
Sure.
But the thing is, as many freaking terrorist attacks as terrorist not attempts even, but threats.
Yeah.
As we're getting, it's like even when we were across, we were downrange. As many threats as you get, you got to weed through them and figure out which ones are credible and which ones aren't.
Oh, absolutely.
And somebody doing something again in Atlanta is that's low down on my list of credible threats at the moment.
Sure, but I mean,
considering that I think we're like number 4 in gun ownership in the States.
Very true. But that would be a worry from an organization that wanted to get out. Remember, this organization doesn't give a fuck about getting their people back out. They're just going there to die and take as many people with them as humanly possible. So they don't give a fuck how many people have guns around. They don't give a shit about that. I don't know how much of that comes into the planning. They just know a big event is going to be seen by millions of people tomorrow, and they want to attack it, if that's so the case. Look, I have no idea. Anonymous, they do their thing. You know, they're taking down Twitter handles and shit. They're doing great work there, I guess. I don't know how much good it's actually doing. But that's where this information's coming from. So, and that now they're kind of backtracking on that. So I don't know. It's probably all blown out of proportion, but obviously some precautions need to be taken.
Well, considering, look, don't take this, Anonymous, if you're listening, don't take this as me saying anything bad about you.
Yeah, be careful. No, don't say it on my channel.
No, I'm just saying that it's like sometimes their information might not be 100% correct.
Yeah.
Like some of those clan members, alleged clan members.
That's right.
Which they found out some of them were actually Indian guys from New York.
That's right. Not everything is 100% accurate. That's 100% true. So, but you know, with everything that's come, the fervor that's coming out of Paris, you got to at least look at it a little bit. So,
yeah, you do look at but I take a lot of this information as like about the same as getting credible information from a translator. They're only going to tell you exactly what they want you to know.
Yes, because like a translator, Anonymous is also the filter here. They're going to pass on what they feel is relevant. Now, you would like to think that they pass on everything, but you're 100% right. You don't know. You have no idea. They could, they may not. You never know.
It's like I don't know what the fuck they're talking about. So it's your job to tell me what the fuck they're talking about.
You got anything else for me, Graham? I got a few more callers I want to get to, man. Anything else?
No, that's it, man.
Hey, I appreciate the call. Hope you call in more often, brother.
Keep on keeping on.
It's good to hear from you, and I'm glad that you don't hate me.
I don't hate anyone.
I don't know. Stop calling me.
I don't like anyone, but I don't hate anyone.
Stop calling
me. By the way,
how am I supposed to take it? How am I supposed to take it, Graham? I don't know. But I appreciate you calling in, and feel free to call in anytime, buddy.
All right, man.
Wow, we're mending fences tonight. It's Jaron Walker calling in, Graham, everybody, man. It's crazy. Anthony Howard in chat says, Dave, you lived in Augusta, so do I. Yeah, I went to AIT, Advanced Individual Training in Augusta, Georgia. I was there for 9 months while I was training to be a 25 uniform in the United States Army. It was a good time. Let's take it. You know what? Might as well keep going with this parade of people that I haven't talked to in a long time. Isaac the Radical, the guy who for a long time handled all the graphics here on Dead on Dave Productions. You were live with Dead on Dave and Too Tall. What's going on, Isaac?
Oh, Too Tall, hey, what's up? Oh my god.
What's going on, buddy?
Dude, I saw a notification. I just had to call in. I haven't been watching earlier. Is there what are you guys talking about right now?
All the ISIS stuff, and we talked a little bit about
Jesus
the influx
Christ.
of talent coming to NXT. Now we're just taking phone calls and having a good old time.
How are you, man?
I'm living, man. Hey, I'm glad that you called in because I've been actually trying to get a hold of you for a while. I wrote you on Twitter. You didn't write me back, but that's okay. I wanted to say thank you. I wanted to say thank you for everything that you've done for the channel. You know, Sal, the new copious graphics guru, has kind of replaced everything that you did. But I just wanted to say thank you very much for all the work that you put in the early days of the channel. It is not gone. It will never be forgotten, and I just want to let you know that I appreciate it.
Oh, man, I'll always support friggin' Dead on Dave Productions, man. You know, I'm sorry I haven't been replying or anything. I've just been so damn busy with college. I haven't been on YouTube or Twitter. you know. But like this is really crazy what's happening right now with the whole ISIS situation. I want to ask, have you ever been to a WWE live event?
Yes, many.
And have you been to one where there is pyro?
Yes, every one.
Now I think this will happen if this security isn't gonna be full throttle, but there shouldn't be any pyro because once that hits, it could be boom boom. But if they are smart, they would do it in the Roman Reigns match, just in case he wins, then that should happen. But
see, I don't agree. I don't. If you're gonna do the event, I think you have to do the event. You don't bring back.
Really?
Yeah, because pyro or not, that whether or not there's pyro, it's not like the terrorists are studying the Undertaker's entrance and waiting for Kane to drop his hands, and that's where we're gonna blow everybody up. No, they're gonna blow them up regardless. It doesn't fucking matter if they get in the building. I don't think it matters.
The Dark Knight Rises incident in Colorado.
It's a movie.
That's exactly how he planned it. So I think that's what would happen if anything. Like it doesn't take good pyro to make a good wrestling company. For example, Lucha Underground is doing amazing. Do you watch that? Seasons 2 coming.
It's terrible.
Oh, it's the best wrestling,
it's
my
awful.
dude.
And
I'm not just saying that because I'm sad. Why do you hate it so much?
It's horrific.
Dave, why?
It's horrific. I've gotten into it before. All the reasons why I don't like Lucha Underground, and look. First off, I will say that Ultimate Lucha, it was awesome. I had a lot of fun with that. But there's so much that I hated. They killed somebody, man. They killed somebody in a jail cell. Now, the next season, they're going to be focusing on aliens and shit. What?
Where did you read that?
In their own fucking description. Interviews
did you
with
read
their
spoilers?
own people.
Because I know there was tapings this month.
Yeah. It's crazy.
God.
I'm just not a Lucha guy. But
I thought you were a sci-fi fan, actually.
But to your point, though, you don't need a lot of pyro to make a good event. I agree with that. I think, Tutal, what do you think about that? Do you think that the production, how much does production have to do with really sucking you in to an event?
With luchadors.
I think here's what should happen. I don't think you should change. Again, this is the same thing as talking about people going outside and walking the streets. You don't have to change anything.
Yeah. Because
changing something means, okay, well, now we acknowledge and now we're scared, so now we're not going to do pyro.
Yeah.
Obviously, maybe not. If you don't want to do intro, not every pay-per-view, they don't have intro pyro all the time. Or Monday Night Raws all the time or whatever.
That's true.
Undertaker, if you don't have Undertaker's intro, that's kind of weird. Like you said, it'd just be weird to him. Just there's nothing. It doesn't go dark.
They can always get like those paper fire, like with the wind blowing up the paper that looks like fake fire. They can always have that. Like in Sesame Street where they had those little
Isaac, the way I look at
streamers.
If you're gonna make any changes, you might as well not do the event. Look, I was in Iraq. I saw Tribute to the Troops 2007 in Tikrit, Iraq. I caught this shirt right over here. I caught it there at that event. You've heard this story before. I told this story. They had pyro there.
Oh, my.
It was a fucking war zone. We had pyro there. Granted, not much, but we had a little. Come on.
Yeah.
I don't see the point of not having any pyro. If you're going to make any type of change to your event, then you might as well just not have it. I got to ask you a question, though, Isaac. This is really starting to get to me a little bit. Why is your picture on Skype Bob Saget?
Because why not?
Fair enough. He fucked Kibby Gibbler? That's fantastic.
Oh no! Everywhere you look. But anyways, I'm gonna go right now. I gotta finish this essay. But I'm always listening to you guys, and you guys rock. So keep rocking. Then subscribe to Don Dave if you haven't. If you're listening right now.
I appreciate that. Thanks for calling in, man. It's been a long time.
Anytime. Lucha Underground all day, man. Take care.
Yeah. Fuck the free world. Isaac. Wow, man. This has been a nostalgic night, man. All kinds of people.
I'm just here for the ride, bro.
I know. What a night that you chose to join us.
Yeah. I'm just here for the ride.
Should I blame
these-
you for all the dislikes though? Like I have.
You
a
should
history.
blame me. That's an easy choice. You know, take ownership when it's going well, and then blame the co-host when it's going bad. That's a pretty easy choice. That's life right there, bro.
Exactly. We got 50. I've never had 50 dislikes on anything before.
You know,
I mean, they're coming after me hard tonight. This is crazy. I might
showing
have to
that
blame you.
they're willing to love you that much.
You know what? I like the fact that somebody out there is thinking about me this much that they got to come dislike my shit. That's great.
Yeah.
Let's take
They're sitting
another
on
call,
their
man. These
laptop.
calls are going
Get on,
fantastic.
Dave.
909, you're live with Dead on Dave in Too Tall. What's going on?
What's up, Dave? How you doing? It's Jordan Turner. How you doing?
What's up, Jordan? How you doing, buddy?
What's up, man? Hey, Too Tall, how you doing?
Too
Going
Tall,
on, man?
he's
How you
asking
doing?
you.
Welcome to the show. Welcome to the Dead on Dave show, where we've accumulated
So
so many
awkward.
dislikes. We don't know why.
That's so. Welcome to the Dead on Dave show. It was so awkward, but I loved it. That was great.
Welcome to the Dead on.
All right. I got two questions. I got one main question, but I want to get this other question out the way
Okay.
for you, Dave. And Too Tall, if you want to chime in on this too, that's fine. The Survivor Series is Sunday.
Yeah.
I've been having a tough time with this. Like me and you, Dave, were talking about Sheamus.
Yeah.
Why do I have a feeling that he's going to cash in, and I hope to God he doesn't. But I'm starting to have a feeling that he might actually cash in.
He might. And the very good possibility that he does if the situation goes like this. If you got Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns as the final two, I think there's a very good chance that we're going to see after the match, not before the match, after the match, after Roman wins, Roman will win the title, and then Dean will turn on him to do the heel turn, and then Sheamus would come out and cash in. I think that's the absolute worst possible outcome. It would be the most disappointing for me, and I hope it doesn't happen, but I have a feeling that it could. Ooh.
Yeah. With the Roman Reigns thing, I want him to turn heel and join Triple H and the Authority.
That ain't happening.
And have him do the Authority. You don't think so?
No, Roman Reigns is never turning heel. He's not doing it. He is John Cena. He's untouchable.
I know, yeah. They're going to have him do the John Cena.
Yeah, it ain't happening.
It's Roman Reigns.
I'm sorry. Okay. One more big question. I've been trying to Cal was going to say this, but with the Charlotte and Paige thing.
Yeah.
At Survivor Series, I had a plan that I wanted to talk to you about that I had a think that this might happen, but again, it's probably not. I was talking to my cousin thought about this actually, so I wanted to bring this to your attention.
Go ahead. I'm waiting for you to bring it to my attention.
Alrighty, so Paige and Charlotte face off at Survivor Series.
Yes.
I don't see a pinfall. This is what I see. I see Paige getting frustrated that she can't beat Charlotte, and so she somehow, I don't know, gets disqualified, but she keeps beating her up so bad that the referee rings the bell and disqualifies Paige, and Charlotte retains the title. And Paige cheap shots Charlotte and goes down on the apron and grabs a ladder or a table and grabs the ladder. So she hits Charlotte with the ladder, and she tells Charlotte, like, oh, I'm going to get my rematch or something at TLC, and they're going to be in a ladder match. So that happened. So at TLC, you have Paige and Charlotte in the rematch, and you have Charlotte win clean, and that ends that feud. And so at, not Survivor Series, I'm sorry, Royal Rumble, you have Becky Lynch come out and say, like, I want to get into this match. I want to be the next challenger. And so Paige comes out and bitches and complains of the heel, like she is right now. So they set up a triple threat match, Paige versus Charlotte versus Becky, a triple threat match for the Divas title. And you have Charlotte win and pin Becky Lynch, not Paige. So she retains the title. Then the next night on Raw, she
That's a
comes
lot
out
of information.
and I'm gonna like cut it down real quick. So she comes out and says, "Oh, next challenger, blah blah blah." So Sasha Banks comes out and says, "I'm next in line." So, and then when Bayley makes her debut, and then she comes out and she says, "I want to get into this," and so Becky Lynch gets into it, and so Triple H comes out and says, "We're gonna have a contract signing at Fastlane, the Four Horsemen thing." So they have a contract signing, and so Triple H says, "Oh, why not? We have a tag team match, Bayley and Sasha versus Becky."
Okay, wait. All right. 909. No, dude. All right. I really appreciate all the thought that you've put into this, because you've put a lot of thought into this. It's quite copious in nature, and as we know, I appreciate copiousness. However, I think that we're going to have to cut it off at that for this point. We'll call that part 1. Now, next time that you call in, and now we'll see if part 1 happens. We'll see if they set up a ladder match tomorrow night at Survivor Series. If that happens, I'll let you tell the entire story, because my God, you'd have credibility. Okay? But I appreciate that. I'm going to go ahead and take another call, and you keep it copious, buddy.
All right, I will, man. Thank you. And Tutal, thank you for trying to listen. And you're probably like off, so you're probably like, "What the hell are you talking about?"
Oh, I checked out. I started whacking it about halfway through what you were saying, so it's okay. I got really gigantic nuts that I could play with, so it's fine. Not a problem at all. Take it easy, 909.
All right.
Woo! That was interesting. Tutal, how are you liking the experience so far?
I'm good, man. I'm just enjoying the ride, man. That's
right,
why.
so we have a very interesting caller name calling in next. I'm going to bring it on screen. I can't. Oh, no, he just left. I can't say this name. But I think that you can. So if he calls back in, I'm going to put it on screen and you're going to introduce him. All right? Because I don't think. Oh, here it is. Let's see it. All right, here we go. He's coming on screen now. You see the name?
Yeah, Carlton.
Yeah. Not exactly. Carlton, my N-word Carlton.
Yo, what up, putos?
That's the PG.
What you got, Carlton?
Yep. Yeah, I was wondering if you wanted to talk about Lucha Underground.
No.
Why?
Not really. What do you want to talk about with Lucha Underground?
Well, season 2's coming out in a couple months. So
it is.
That big return.
And they're all going to be revealed to be vampires.
That'd be sick, man.
No, it really wouldn't. I'm just not a fan. Look, I think that there's been some good matches performed on there. I'm not just a fan of gratuitous shit that they do. A lot of it's just, there's a lot of gratuitous wrestling. A lot of the spots they do, they're just there for big spots. Doesn't really serve a purpose. I think there's a lot more bad wrestling going on in Lucha that gets ignored than there is good. People want to talk, if you are into the supernatural storylines that they do in the back and all of that, then that is definitely the place for you. That's just not how I want to enjoy wrestling. That's all. That's just, it's for me. The WWE pushes it enough with how many times did they kill Paul Bearer? Undertaker set him on fire, put him in concrete, fucking Kane put him in a freezer. I didn't like that, so I'm definitely not going to like when they kill somebody in a jail cell on Lucha. It's just, I don't know. It's just not for me.
What? That was awesome, though. That was freaking awesome.
It was something. There's no question about that. What else?
Dude, that scene where they killed Perro Aguayo was freaking awesome.
Yes. What else you got, Carlton?
That's it.
All right. Well, I appreciate. He just left. He hung up. He threw himself over the top. That was interesting.
I blame myself completely for all of this.
Yeah, I know. It's like, I'm just going to take myself out of this.
It's all my fault.
I'm putting the blame on you. Absolutely. Let's bring in another call, because why the hell not? This is a tried and true caller, though. This is William Fuller. You're live with Dead on Dave and Too Tall. What you got?
Nothing much, Dave. it's gonna be kind of somber. It's about Paris.
Yeah. Okay.
And it's about what to do at Survivor Series.
Yeah.
I think there should be some extra security.
Sure.
But I don't think they need to get rid of pyros or get rid of druids. The show goes on because
Absolutely.
it was terrible. Because I mean, I live in London, so I worry about stuff like that.
Sure.
Like stuff like that in Paris, and I worry about going on the tubes because having the 7/7 bombings, and because what happened last week.
Yeah.
Everyone's kind of high alert here. My dad.
It's a scary time.
It is a scary time, but this threat from ISIS or ISIL or whatever is a hollow threat.
Yeah.
It's a hollow threat.
It could be potentially. We don't know that though. It's risk assessment is something that you have to do in any form of intelligence. You have to determine what is credible and what is not credible. I'm sure they've already made that determination, and that's probably why we haven't had an outright cancellation of the venue. Now, that being said, there will be added security, and there absolutely needs to be. There's no question about that. But giving into fear is not the answer either.
Like you said, if we got rid of jurors, there's no point doing the pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Because there's been football matches in Northern Europe, like in Belgium, and Spain and lots of places. They've been stopping matches, and sporting events have been stopped on high alert. But this was an incident that happened in France, and France is known for stuff like this. And that may seem terrible to say, but France, unfortunately, this has happened before in some areas.
Yes, it has. But the day before France, just the day before or 2 days before, there was an attack that claimed more lives than in France in Beirut. There are these attacks that are going on by the same organizations. You got Al-Qaeda, Boko Haram, ISIS, and so many others, especially when you get further into the Pan-Pacific area. There's just so many different terrorist organizations in local governments that are run in the same manner, that just atrocity after atrocity. It really is. It's an interesting time in history that we live in, but it's not that interesting because of the fact that this is nothing new. We've been killing each other since the dawn of time. Since the first caveman walked over to another caveman and said, "Hey, I like your rock. I'm going to stab you with this pointy stick." It's, it's just...
I love that fucking rock.
Yeah,
my favorite rock, Dave.
Why the fuck does George have a rock like that? I want that fucking rock. So I got this pointy stick. I killed a goddamn cockroach with it. I bet I could stab this right in George's eyeball, and then we'll take his fucking rocks. That's how it happened.
People in our society have moved on, but organizations like ISIS and IS or ISIL, they haven't moved on, and it's pathetic. And it's genuine. There's always been groups like this, but it's genuinely terrifying. But I don't think they should. Obviously there's going to be extra security. That's entirely understandable. But I think getting rid of pyro is a bit stupid. What did Jaron say? They shouldn't have it go black, the blackouts?
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense to do any of it, because if you're going to make changes, you might as well not do the show. I think that we've hit that pretty well on the head.
Yeah.
I really feel like
I'm gonna
more of the security... I feel like more of the security probably be focusing on the local, the Americans or the rednecks, as mentioned earlier, bringing weapons there as well. That's we're focusing so much on what this threat is, or if it's fake or if it's real. To some people, it doesn't matter. They're prepared to bring weapons to this arena or by this event or in some shape or form.
Yes.
So that in itself is even scarier for people. And I'm sure that's what WWE is thinking to themselves, okay, now we have this that's out there, the news and everything, everybody's gathered this. Now we're going to have these people that are going to try to take actions and matters into their own fucking hands and maybe do something crazy.
No, you're 100% right. And that's a really good point, Tutal, because when you have people who are freaked out to the point where they're going to take weaponry, I hope I didn't just sneeze boogers all over my shirt. I don't know. I can't see. But if you have a whole bunch of people...
Show goes on.
Absolutely. I'll do it with a snot rocket on me. I don't give a shit. But when you have people bringing in weaponry to a situation like that, what you have then is all of those people who are effectively decision makers for the security around them. They have a weapon in their hands that can effectively end the lives of everybody around them. And they have to determine, because they have this weapon and they're freaked the fuck out, everybody they look at, they're going to be making a decision on if they're a threat. And if the wrong person walks by them, or if the wrong person does something that makes them feel itchy, well, then we have a really fucking tragic incident, don't we?
Yeah, exactly. That's what it's going to possibly turn into, because there might not be any terrorism act there, but if this redneck that rolled up with the whatever knife in his ass or whatever sees a Pakistani guy there to enjoy the show, and all of a sudden, because he can't decipher what the difference here is, and in his own head, and it's all messed up, it's going to be a stupid act, and somebody's going to think, and then all it takes is one person, and a chain reaction of retardation is going to happen, and a bunch of people are going to panic and run. That's all it takes.
Stupidity can be very infectious, no question. Hey, William Filler, I appreciate the call, buddy. I'm going to let you go. I'm going to bring in another Brit
right,
because
see you there, man.
I love you limeys. I love you guys. So I'm going to bring in another Brit. I appreciate the call, man, and really good points.
Thank you.
Take it easy, Mr. Fuller. Let's bring in another guy.
So many calls.
From the Queenland. It's Edward Crowley, the guy who can aggravate me and please me at the same time. It's incredible.
Ooh.
Yeah, the way this guy uses his tongue, it's unbelievable. Crowley, what's going on, my friend?
You know what? I just thought I'd join in this whole nostalgia night.
Can't hear you. Uh-oh.
Come in closer. Can you hear me now?
No.
Hello.
God save the Queen. We can hear you now.
Hey, there we go. I thought I'd join in the nostalgia night that was going on Dead on Dave.
Yeah, I know. I already yelled at you earlier in the show, though.
Well, it wouldn't be us if you didn't yell at me, Dave.
Well, you give me reasons all the time.
Well, that's how we work.
That is. It's a give and take relationship. You give me shit, and I take it and throw it back at you. It's what we do.
That's, I'm fine
Alex
with that.
Williams, Alex Williams in the chat, he noticed something I noticed. He said, knife in his anus. You thought you were going to get away with that too, Tall? Knife in his anus? That was fantastic.
The simple form of transporting a knife.
It is. It may be not the most comfortable, but definitely effective.
No.
That's a sheath.
And on that note, I'll say hello to Too Tall as well.
What's going on, Edward? How you doing, buddy?
Yeah, wicked, dude. I think have we ever talked before?
I don't think so. I hide in my own little corner on YouTube, so I don't think so.
I hide in my bedroom. Anyway, yeah, I'm actually I'm really excited about Survivor Series. Actually, I'm quite looking forward to this one.
Are you just looking forward to it so you can ridicule it after there's a bunch of fails, or are you legitimately?
I think Dean Ambrose, Kevin Owens. Yeah, take my money. That's going to be a wicked match.
Should be a great match. Yeah,
I think it's going to be a fucking great match. Jesus Christ, can you imagine what the show they're going to put on? Fuck.
They better. I mean, the opportunity is there. My fear is that match is not going to live up to the hype, and then Roman Reigns is going to get his fucking arm worked on for 20 minutes against Alberto Del Borino. He's going to sell the injury, and they're going to talk about how, oh, look, now he's got to overcome this obstacle. Now he's got to fight his best friend, and it's just going to be a narrative of the entire night of Roman winning the title, and I might kill myself, and that's never good.
Yeah, that is a danger. I think someone in the chat before was saying, "Oh, do you think Reigns and Thingy's going to be a good match, Del Rio?" And I just simple answer, no.
No, it's not.
It's just, I mean, I think with some people, I'd quite happily watch a Del Rio match. Nice little technical bit of wrestling, tells a good story with someone. You can have a really good match. Obviously, not with Kalisto or Roman Reigns. I don't think anyway. As I don't know. I still can't get over thinking Reigns is still a bit green.
Oh, he is.
To be honest. Do you know what I mean? And
no, you're 100% right. He is right, still green. He's not ready to hold
Roman
this
Reigns
belt.
Is the brightest green ever.
Yes.
But then everyone keeps saying that, oh, but he's the best choice for champion. I'm just like, is he?
I don't think he is. And I don't hear a lot of people saying that.
I've heard quite a lot of people say that, to be fair. But at the same time, they're sort of going, but we don't like him, but who else realistically are they going to put the belt on at this point? And I keep going, I feel like I'm the only guy in the back going, Cesaro!
Cesaro, Kevin Owens, Dean Ambrose, just to name a few.
And of course, easy choice Kalisto.
Yeah.
Just an easy choice. Just want to throw that one out there.
Let's bring in. What's Barry Horowitz doing? What's his schedule looking like?
Pretty free, I would imagine.
Pretty free. If I had to guess, yes. I got a question for you, Crowley. I'm going to flip the tables. I'm going to ask you a question. Of all the matches, and you already talked about Dean Ambrose and Kevin Owens, outside of that, what match are you most looking forward to tomorrow night?
Okay. I'm interested to see where they're going with the Wyatt and Undertaker Kane thing.
Really?
They're kind of like it's kind of like the farewell tour of the Undertaker, really, isn't it? With the whole 25 years.
Do you feel that this is an unbookable match? I'm thought a lot about this, and I don't see how there's a positive outcome either way that they go.
Both fail.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's obviously we were expecting that because as we've come to expect stuff like that. But
well, I mean, let's think about it for a second. If the Undertaker and Kane beat the Wyatts, what good does this do for Undertaker and Kane? Undertaker already buried Bray Wyatt at WrestleMania. Beating him again doesn't really make a lot of sense. However, Undertaker and Kane are both coming off of losing feuds. Undertaker in a more embarrassing fashion in Hell in a Cell at Brock Lesnar. No shame losing to Brock Lesnar, don't get me wrong.
Say that's not embarrassing.
But losing that feud at this stage in his career is a big deal. Now, you look at the other side of it. The Wyatts can't possibly lose this fucking match. If Bray loses again, there is no way they can trot him out again talking about being the new face of fear. Talking about there's just no credibility, even with their 700-foot tall, 3,000-pound Braun Strowman. You know what I mean?
He sucks.
I don't know what they can do. They put themselves in such a bad situation, making it a 2-on-2, not elimination style. It's just a 2-on-2 fight. First fall to a finish, I believe. They had an out when it was 5-on-5. If they would have kept it there. There was an out there. Now there's no out, and I don't know what they're going to do. Am I the only one thinking that this is a serious problem?
The match ends in shit. There's so many. I mean, there's options, but terrible options. You know, you can have, for whatever reason, Kane turn. I don't fucking know, to save Taker, or you can have interruption by somebody. There's so much garbage options. That, but they're not afraid to take any of those. This sounds like a good idea. Let's do that. You know, it's just we've seen it so many times. I understand what you're saying, Dave.
Yeah.
But I'm also not completely. I'm not thinking like, oh, they won't do that, because they will, because they don't care.
But who do you think's going to go over?
Oh, I mean, I think they're going to try to save. You got to save Taker, unless Taker's 100% okay with losing on 25 years of Taker. You know, the day he debuted.
He gave his streak away to Lesnar. It seems like, Mark, if we're going to call him that, it seems that if we talk about the person, he was signed off and going, yeah, I'll give that to Brock Lesnar. Why not? He probably really likes Bray Wyatt as a character and thinks, you know what, I want to put this guy over before I go.
I do have an option. I have come up with a scenario that I think works. And I talked about it a little bit last night, but I think I have an option here. You have Taker and Kane do the job to Strowman and Bray Wyatt. Those are the two guys that have to be in the match. I don't think any other combination works. It's got to be those two guys. You can have it by nefarious means. You can have the other two guys get involved, whatever. But ultimately, the Wyatts win this match, and Kane and Taker go out on their sword, right? We don't see either of them for a while. You do not have Taker tomorrow, the next night on Raw. You don't do it. You wait somewhere around Royal Rumble. You can also do it the next night, but I don't think it'd be as effective. You wait around Royal Rumble. You have him come to the ring. Big announcement. Undertaker at Royal Rumble. Is he going to be in the Royal Rumble? Is he going to make an announcement? What's going to happen? You have him come to the ring in street clothes, and you have him give a retirement speech. Towards the end of that retirement speech, the lights go out, and if he is able to compete, you have Sting come to the ring. And Sting says, we have unfinished business. We have one more match that we have to do before we call it quits. So we'll ride off to the sunset together, but after WrestleMania 32. I think at this point, it doesn't matter who Taker takes on at WrestleMania. And if the rumors are true and it's John Cena, somebody just shoot me, because I'm just going to go take a piss during that match because I don't care.
Yeah, no one's having that.
But you don't want to see Cena kick out of two?
No. I don't want to see him kick out at 20 fucking tombstones either. No, I don't. I don't want to see that. But they need big matches for WrestleMania 32. They need them. They need them. And regardless of how many losses Taker has taken recently, regardless of the injury to Sting and all of that, and which I thought he had a really good match with Seth Rollins until that injury, people still want to see this fight. People still want to see these two together. They want to see it happen one time at WrestleMania. It will sell. So it's a big money fight, even though they're 107 combined years of age.
Yeah,
I don't.
This match will end in wheelchair assistance to the back. To be fair,
I don't want to see it either.
It's going to start with wheelchair assistance.
I don't want to see it either. But
the build will be amazing, though.
There's a payoff here with Undertaker and Kane losing tonight at Survivor Series, and I think that's the only way that, in hindsight, in retrospect, that it's actually going to work. I don't know. Am I wrong there? What do you guys think?
I mean, it's funny you were saying before about, they need big matches and stuff. Well, this can't. I hope it. I think it shouldn't continue like that forever. In the sense that having to get old people to come back and get these big matches, they need to start building the talent they have now into these the big stars of tomorrow.
WrestleMania's 4 hours, Ed. WrestleMania's 4 hours. There's room enough for both. WrestleMania can be spectacle.
Yeah.
You can have spectacle, and here's the thing. These guys, Undertaker, Triple H, Rock, Stone Cold, all these guys, and later on when it's Cena and Randy Orton, the same thing's going to happen because there's a finite amount of time that these guys can do what they do. And we're not talking about a 63-year-old Hulk Hogan or a 104-year-old Terry Funk coming out there. We're talking about a 50-year-old Undertaker, and granted a little bit more older.
Take my money.
57-year-old Sting. I think the problem is you don't want to eliminate the spectacle completely from WrestleMania. And
absolutely. I'm not saying that at all. I think, definitely there is a place for that.
Sure.
But I think in recent, they've really relied on it fairly heavily as like the main event type thing. And it's like, well, I'm bringing The Rock back, which is fine. Take my money. I like The Rock.
Yeah.
But I don't. Do you know what I'm saying though? It's just kind of.
Let me ask you one question.
Go on.
Undertaker was at WrestleMania last year, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Who was in the main event?
Well, not The Undertaker.
But who was it?
Roman Reigns.
Well, Lesnar and Reigns and Rollins.
And then ultimately Seth Rollins. Two of those three guys, young stars building for the future, and Brock Lesnar. That tells me that WWE is fully aware of what you just said, and they're doing it. So and Undertaker was in the middle of the card. Look where Sting and Triple H was, towards the beginning of the card. It was
daylight out, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, they needed to be warm.
Yeah. Gotta get those old bones moving, man.
Hey, you fight better in the warm. You know that. But that's cool. No, it's a good point. Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah. But I know what you're saying. I know what the fear is. I get it. And look, I'm not one of these guys who's freaking out over the future of WWE. If there was no NXT, I would be like right there with you. But the fact is we do have NXT. And those guys aren't going to stay at NXT forever. And right now, you can make the argument that NXT is more loaded than it's ever been before.
Yeah.
I mean, Rich Swann, who's, if you haven't seen him, unbelievably exciting. Biff Busick, Apollo Crews, Finn Balor, Hideo Itami when he comes back, Sami Zayn, where's Solomon Crow? I have no idea. I think his career's dead. I don't know. Baron Corbin. We got James Storm, Austin Aries, Gunner, who I can't stand, but that's exciting. All these people, it's just constant.
Jordan Gable.
Gable and Jordan. Holy fuck. We got
Wilder. Dawson.
Yes, Dash and Dawson. We got these guys that don't just look good. They look like they could be legends in this industry someday.
Don't get me wrong. I'm not worried in any sense that they haven't got talent. They fucking do have talent. It's the booking that happens when they get to the main roster.
That's
what I mean. That's I guess the ultimate point that I was making. Maybe I didn't make that clear.
And that's always going to be the issue. That's always going to be the worry. But that comes with the ebbs and flows of the industry.
Because you look at someone like Finn Balor, and I just got the potential they could have to make money off this guy if they did it right. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. No. I mean, some people. I mean, let me ask you this: what do you think of how they've used Kevin Owens to this point?
It's really weird. It's like he totally doesn't fit the archetype of what Vince likes, but they seem to be giving him somewhat, or giving the appearance that he's got somewhat of a free leash to just sort of kind of do what it is that he does. I love the whole prize fighter thing.
Yeah.
I love that. I always want to see a belt around this guy to build up the fact that he is a prize fighter.
And he is the current Intercontinental Champion.
Yeah. He will have to be champion at some point.
Yes.
Because of that. If they're building that character, he has to win the main belt at some point.
I pose the same question to you, Tutal. What do you think of the use of Kevin Owens? And are you worried about the use of some of the guys that they're going to be bringing up in the next few years?
I'm actually, I like Kevin Owens.
Mm-hmm.
He destroyed it in NXT, sold the most shirts anybody could ever have in NXT when he first came in. Completely dominated for 4 months straight. Won the title in 2 months. Came to Monday Night Raw. Made Cena look better than he really is.
Yes.
And right after Cena, it kind of went weird.
Yeah.
Like it always happens. You have this great run, for a couple months, and then now what do? Okay, so you put him in with the face of the company, and he destroyed all those matches. Just amazing ability, 300 plus pounds, doing a jump to the top turnbuckle, moonsault move, all kinds of shit. And then he drops to the mid card, and then you finally give him the IC title, but it's off of Ryback.
Yeah. Yeah.
So then I'm thinking to myself, well, Ryback held it. That's kind of okay, I guess. I don't know.
And this all happened because
Ryback.
of the injury to Daniel Bryan and such, and not being able to continue to build the importance of the Intercontinental title. They tried to go with Ryback. It didn't fucking work. Now they've got Kevin Owens. They've got to do something with him, and we'll see what he does. Hey, Crowley, man, I appreciate the call, buddy.
Yeah, that's wicked. No, it's good to be on again. I'll continue listening to the show in the chat and stuff like that. Hi to Terry, who's moderating as well.
Isn't that cute?
Cheers. Nice one. Thanks for having me on, man.
Hey, I appreciate you calling in, man. Feel free anytime, buddy.
See you, Tutal.
Have a good day, Ed. Have a good day, Ed.
Let's keep the train going, shall we? Because we got a bona fide, glorified star of MTV's Made and Tosh.0, the one, the only Tommy Talks, Tommy NC 2010 is joining us now. What's going on, buddy?
Not much, man. Just calling to give in support to the show, and just want to say you're doing a good job. And just remember, if you ever go to one of those backwoods, back of the massage parlor, and they offer you happy ending, and don't ever take it.
Why would I not take a happy ending?
Aren't you married?
Well, yeah, I mean, in a technical sense, but I mean, she's not going to be there.
But it's a happy ending.
Yeah. Look, if anybody offers me any type of happy ending, if it's whether it be at the back of a storybook or touching my penis, I'm going to take it. My virginity's growing back, Tommy NC20. I can't. By the way, how did you get to that point? I don't understand. Did you go to a massage parlor? I don't understand where this came from.
No, I saw the Robot Chicken episode where the lady was offering him happy ending, and she was chasing him all around, and he falls down the stairs. And she's like, "Happy ending, happy ending, happy ending." You get egg roll.
Well, you know what? Thank you, Robot Chicken. I guess. I mean, I'll go with that. Hey, so we got a new co-host here on Dead on Dave Live, Tutal. What do you think of Tutal's job so far?
I think he's doing a good job. I think that he's doing a good job, and I think he's doing a good job.
He's brought all these dislikes with him now. I got all these dislikes, man. You see all these dislikes?
To say, man.
It's unbelievable.
Blame me. The minute I joined the show, everybody's like, screw this guy. I'm done with him.
It's incredible.
I'm just going to quit tomorrow.
No, you're locked into a multi-year deal.
If I get fired or let go, I can't do anything for 60 days.
Yeah, exactly. You have a no-compete clause.
Shit.
That's right. I'm gonna need your microphone, sir.
I'm gonna need your microphone.
I was telling my friend, I said, I like The Undertaker, but it seems like, the reason why Kane's with him is because Kane is kind of carrying The Undertaker. And I said, it's like if you had Undertaker in a wheelchair, it would be like Undertaker and Kane go to the zoo. And the thing is, Undertaker doesn't talk anymore because he has so many head concussions. So it's like Kane says, so, brother, you want to go to the zoo? Okay, brother. Okay.
I haven't seen that out of Taker yet, but that's pretty interesting. That's a storyline idea. Definitely that. Let me ask you, Tommy. I got you here. I haven't talked to you in a while, man. How's the rapping career going, brother?
Well, it's going pretty well. We're in the midst of. We have several songs we're working on. I have one about me whooping up on Brock Lesnar, a rap song about that.
Oh, really? Can you give me a taste? I gotta have a taste.
Woo woo, we're gonna knock you out, Brock Lesnar. Woo woo, I'm Tommy NC 2010 coming for you, coming for the championship. You know what I mean? Woo woo, coming for you, Brock Lesnar. Knock you out 1-2. Coming for you. My eyes are made of gold. The eyes are made of ice. Gonna melt you down, Brock Lesnar. Boom, knock you out, Brock Lesnar. Coming for you.
I love it.
Because I'm the boogeyman coming out for you. Got my hands around your head. Gonna pop you like a zit. Boom, boom, knock you out, Brock Lesnar.
Where is Real Talk? We need this rap battle to happen now. I need this rap battle to happen because Tommy is bringing the big guns tonight. Pop your head like a zit. I love it. I love it. Where the hell is where is Real Talk? That's what I want to know. I think you could take Real Talk in a rap battle. You could take Real Talk in a rap battle, right?
Funktaculous.
Funktaculous against Black Mozart. Funktaculous against Black Mozart. We need to make this happen. Too Tall, you picked a hell of a night to make your debut.
Oh, reason in the stars, a million miles away, a message to the man. Oh, seasons come and gone, I'll always change. I always say, oh.
That
WrestleMania music.
Yes, it was. Thank you for that. I appreciate that.
I feel like Tyler Breeze on SmackDown debut.
So most epic showdown. Tommy NC 2010, known as Funktaculous, goes up against some other rapper and one of the most epic rap showdowns of the century.
Other rapper. Real Talk, the gauntlet he didn't even give you the respect of giving your name. Wow, the gauntlet has been thrown down. Tommy NC 2010 has officially called out Black Mozart himself, Real Talk, the Metaphor Messiah, and it happened live on Dead on Dave Productions. You could not ask for anything more. Tommy, I appreciate that, man. You got anything else for me before we let you go?
I just want to say that I heard a rumor, an itty-bitty rumor, I hope it's not true, that somehow ISIS has threatened that they're going to do something at the event. And I'm like, that's ridiculous. You
have not watched 1 minute of this show tonight, have you? Not 1 minute.
I'm sorry, Dave.
Not 1 minute of this show. So you lied when you said that Too Tall did a good job. You have no idea if Too Tall did a good job tonight.
Don't worry, I didn't. Don't worry. You didn't miss
Please don't hate on me, Dave. I'm sorry. I was just resting my eyes. Like you
hating on you. You did it to yourself. You let the entire world know that you didn't watch a second of the show that you called in on. Tommy NC 2010 fame whoring. Oh my God, I can't believe it.
Hey, at least I'll still give you a massage, Dave.
Only if there's a happy ending, Tommy.
I wouldn't touch that if my life depended on it.
Well, you never know, and we might be in a position someday where it just very well might. I appreciate the call, my friend. Thank you very much, as always. Make sure everybody out there, if you need your daily dose of inspiration or just sheer fucking wackiness, he might fart during the podcast. You never know with Tommy NC 2010. The guy stands up for an entire show. He's dedicated. He's motivated. He is the
It's
one.
tonight, actually.
I'm trying to give you a plug.
Thank you. Sorry.
I'm trying to plug you here, and you interrupted the plug, Tommy. What are you doing? Tommy
I
NC
apologize.
2010
I mean,
on YouTube. Tommy Talks. There you go. That's all the plug you're getting. Go ahead, plug yourself, Tommy. Tell everybody where they can find you.
tonight, tune in to Tommy Talks at 9:30 p.m. and you get to see a Minecraft Titanic. It's going to be epic, and I hope you guys can tune in tonight. If I don't go exactly at 9:30, we will be going on Tommy Talks, the most epic show here on YouTube. It's not exactly a wrestling show like Dave has here, but it's a talk show where I just talk with my friends, interview all sorts of people. And if you have a YouTube channel and you make decent quality videos, you could possibly come on Tommy Talks and you could be my guest and I'll interview you. I've interviewed Dave here. You can ask him. I've made a special episode for Dead on Dave. I've interviewed the one and only. And now this is kind of controversial. I have interviewed Dead on Dave. I've interviewed Joe Cronin. I have interviewed Devious Dave Rose. I haven't interviewed Tommy C yet.
That's my censor button. That was my censor button. That was all I got.
Okay. Well, you guys have a great night and have a great show.
All right, buddy. You take it easy, Tommy. NC 2010. My good friend.
Take it
Tommy
easy.
Talks. Take it easy, man.
And by the way, Dead on Dave is not the man of Auschwitz.
No, I'm not. Thank you for clarifying. Holy God. See you later, Tommy. Holy shit. Well, this has been quite a fucking evening.
Yeah. I feel my debut here. I feel like Tyler Breeze on SmackDown. I'm going to take my selfie stick and go home.
No, are you kidding me? Look what you've ushered in with you. Your presence
what's
here
happening.
has motivated this insanity in the best possible way. So I figure there's no better way that we can end the show than talk about the craziest thing going on in
Eva
my
Marie?
opinion. What's that?
Eva Marie?
Well, thank you. Before I get to that, yes, Eva Marie. Eva Marie. Now, this is what I've read. Now, I know people don't want to talk about spoilers, so I'm not going to give away any endings to any matches or anything like that. Here's what I will say. Eva Marie does get a match, and I won't tell you if it's for the title or not, but she does wrestle Bayley. And from what I understand, everything that I read says that she did pretty damn good in this match, that it was not a waste of life. That's just what I heard.
I can tell you from a direct source that was at the tapings, it might not be 100% accurate.
Oh no, really?
Yeah. I know two people that go to the tapings every time they're up, and that's where I get all my information for NXT. So
that's it was the spoilers that I read on WrestlingInc.com. It said that it wasn't terrible. It wasn't terrible. But,
I mean, yeah.
Oh no, that's not good. That's not good. But we'll talk about that when it actually happens. That'll be interesting. So, all right, Tutal, I got something for you here. Now you can't see the screen, and that sucks. That's unfortunate. But yesterday, a couple days ago, Miss Melina of John Morrison fame. Yes, I said it. John Morrison fame. Apparently, they had a little bit of a breakup. Again, they've been on and off for years, apparently. We don't know if they had a breakup, but we do know is she decided to go public and tweet out a photo that I'm now currently putting on the screen. I talked about this a little bit last night. But she shows the world John Morrison's prescription for Cialis.
Nice.
What do you think about this situation?
Well, I think it's not so mundo, is it?
It's Telemundo Rapido. No, it's not. This is this fair game? Is this fair or foul, man? I mean, really? Dick problem pills? Dick problem pills? Really? That's something that... Are we okay with this?
I mean, it's 2015, and Twitter, Instagram run people's lives.
Yeah.
So, sure. Because
what do we think of her for doing it? What about what's the indictment on Molina? Is this? I think it's fucking horrible. Look, I have respect for John Morrison.
Makes you look bad.
Even if he does have ED, erectile dysfunction, even if he has having dick problems, at least he's getting the pills to keep on plugging away and trying.
Yeah.
He's not giving up.
He's fixing his problem.
I like that.
Yeah.
But
I think there's some things you should just keep in your own household.
Absolutely. If she had an estrogen supplement, something like that, and John Morrison were to show a picture of her prescription for her estrogen problems, the internet would be crucifying this man.
Yeah.
His sparkly abs would be on a fucking platter right now. It would be horrible. Everybody wants to talk about equality and everything. There's no fucking such thing as equality. It doesn't exist.
They would take him out on like social media. He would be attacked.
Oh, he'd be done. He'd be done.
I'm not trying to start this, man-woman thing, but that's exactly what it is. Some people get treated differently.
Absolutely.
And when it comes to social media, there's some people that are there to attack no matter what. And if he would have done something or took a scandalous picture or did took one of her personal items that she doesn't want the world to know about, and put it on the internet, I think it would be a completely different backlash.
Absolutely. I really, it's just like, I hate this the past that some women can get, because hell hath no worry and no fury like a woman scorned. Well, fuck all that. Fuck all that. Yeah. Seriously? I'm going to show you son of a bitch. I'm telling the world that your cock doesn't work properly. That's what we're going to do. I'm just not a fan of this. Maybe this hits home because I told a story last night that I have been on Viagra myself. After I got hurt in Iraq, I've had nerve damage for the past 8 years. I have issues. All right? I got issues. Luckily, I have a wife who won't fuck me anyway, so the issue's gone away. It's fixed itself. It's incredible. See, I had a problem. God said, I'll take care of it. I'll give you a wife who won't fuck you. There you go. Problem solved. But I did want to get my jollies, and I was having issues, so I went on Viagra for a little bit, and all it did was make me sad. That's all it accomplished. There was nothing great about it. It was a terrible experience. Rock hard dick. And just sad. I was off balance and upset. I didn't like it. I don't know. The great thing about being 6'10" is basically any appendage on you is basically a penis, and it's just like, come on, it's fantastic. God, I do
have to duck everywhere though.
Yeah, I love that video that you did of your new house when you. Because I was just like, he picked the house that has high ceilings.
Yes. And
I was just like, he doesn't look like monstrously huge in this one. It's great.
No, I had to, like, the basement that I'm in is high ceilings as well. But if I stand and I put my hand up, I can touch like the beams in my basement.
Well, to be fair, if you're standing outside and you put your hand up, you're going to touch a cloud. So, to be fair.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I think we just about hit everything, man. I think that for the first show, 2 hours of amazing, unpredictable, crazy-ass content. We had people from the past coming back. We had a troll attack, the largest amount of dislikes in the history of Dead on Dave Productions has hit us on this show. If you can believe that shit. It's incredible. So
I get people from his channel come on my channel and give me shit.
Yeah. Oh.
And I don't even know.
You have nothing to do with it.
I have no connection. I had a comment the other day when we did, I think Scott and I, who co-host my NXT podcast, and like the day after, this guy commented as like, well, Joe Cronin is fucking better than you. I'm just like, well, thank you. I appreciate that comment, man. Great feedback. And then like 5 minutes later, he's like, but this stuff is cool too, though.
Oh,
because I don't think he expected that I would be like, well, that's awesome, man. Thanks for the comment.
Right.
That's how I treat trolls. I just don't like. I mean, the other day, a couple weeks ago, I just ate an ice cream sandwich or whatever in front of somebody trying to troll me. But I don't know where these people come from. I don't understand because I've never literally dealt with any kind of like I've never been involved at all. Like this closest I've ever been to his channel is talking to you.
Yeah.
So
Well, you've put
weird.
yourself in the line of fire now, buddy. I hope that you're prepared.
I'm big enough. I can take a lot of bullets. Fuck
I
it.
appreciate and besides, if anyone gives you too much shit, I mean, all you got to do is, grind their bones to make your bread. It's okay.
Yeah, it's weird. I mean, I don't take it. That's the thing about, again, it's the internet. So people get hide behind their computers or whatever. I just don't care. I'm going to continue doing what I do. I'm going to continue putting out shows, whether you like it or not.
Absolutely.
I have people that enjoy the shows. I have people that come on the show and have a great conversation. It doesn't bother me. I'm a grown ass man. I don't feed into the, well, fuck you. I hate your podcast.
Right.
Well, fuck you. It's what it is. That's why, like I said, your channel has a lot of supporters. You have people that come out every week.
Sure.
And if there's somebody trolling your dislikes, like tonight, which is all my fault, I completely take 100%.
No, it's my fault. I made reference. See, I haven't made reference at all to anything like in forever, since this whole thing started. Last night, I put out a public service announcement because somebody, one of my fans, one of mine and Joe Cronin's fans, tweeted and put both him and I in the exact same tweet. Cronin does not like that and chastised him for doing so. Made the guy feel like shit, apparently. And so I simply told everybody not to do it anymore. He doesn't want that. He doesn't even want to be associated with my name unless, of course, he's trashing me on his show, which he does every time he goes on the air. So that's okay. It's completely fine. I don't care. I appreciate my time with Cronin, learn an awful lot. I hope that the fans that are upset by it eventually come to the realization that shit like this does happen. And I think most of the upset comes from the fact that we're simply not doing it together anymore. We were very strong together. We had great content. And now the people who liked us both together, we don't have it. So they got to decide who's at fault. And guess what? It's going to be the guy who does not have 20,000 subs. And that's just the reality. So, and I accept that. I accept it.
Well,
it's fine. So
I don't know. I just think people, it's just weird when it comes down to stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess you want to choose sides. That's fine. But, you go live Monday night and you go, I go live Monday night, but I don't hate you for it.
Yeah.
It's just, I guess it's just some people in the community or whatever just think differently. And some people feel like their spotlight is being stolen, whether it's another show. Because I have people that come on my show and tell me I'm a fucking idiot, or I should go die, or I should go jump off a cliff. But I tell them if I jump off the cliff, I'm only going to, take one step down. So I don't know what the fuck the problem is. But it is what it is. You take the punches, you roll with it, and you continue doing your shit because you love doing this shit.
Exactly.
Simple as that.
Exactly. That's what it comes down to. At the end of the day, we're here because we love it. And I'm not going to let anybody take away my love for it. And you know what? You knew all of this coming into it, and you still came. And let me tell you, any questions I ever had about who Too Tall was, you answered just by coming on and getting into this rigmarole. And I really appreciate it. I'm so excited to have you on board. I couldn't be more thrilled about it because I absolutely love what you do. I think we're going to make sweet, sweet, beautiful love for the entire world to see. And I'm very excited about that. So thank you very much, my friend.
No problem, man. And, I mean, I know we're continuing to show a couple minutes here, but the thing when you say, about me, I didn't look at joining like your show and being a co-host as like I didn't look at the situation that you went through, the reason I should join or not.
Oh, I know.
I looked at it as, what kind of content you bring and your viewers, the people that enjoy the show. And we have a couple people that are the same, that jumped around and found everybody kind of. But I never took into consideration for any reason because there's no reason to take in consideration where you were before, what the beef was, because who gives a fuck what the beef is between you. That's the funny thing about the internet. I mean, you guys, he puts his life on the internet. You put your life on the internet. Everybody's doing the same thing. And I understand people want to take sides and things like that, but at the end of the day, it's your bullshit. So you're taking it the way as a man, as yourself, and how you want to take it. At the end of the day, people that hate me, that's my bullshit. People want to, for whatever reason, whether I piss somebody off for whatever reason. At the end of the day, I'm not blaming anybody else, and that's the thing. There's no reason to blame. It's a big enough community where you can have a show. I can have a show. Fucking, whoever wants to have a show, they can have a show in any shape or form. And yes, there's people that make this community shit and just completely use it to the worst, to either get paid money or whatever, or exploit kids and tell kids to take their parents' wallet and donate and things like that. But on the other hand, there's so many great channels out there, whether you hate them or not, there's a reason they have a following, and that's what it is. And when you can weed out all the bullshit and go through it, there's definitely a handful of channels that when they talk about wrestling, it's a positive way to talk about it.
Absolutely.
And the reason I'm here is because I believe, in your channel and the people that follow you and watch your channel. And that's why I believe in me and you are here talking, and whether it's talking about wrestling or maybe another sport or whatever it is, that it's okay because there's these people that support the channel, support you, and we have fun. If I wasn't going to have fun or enjoy myself, I wouldn't have been here. And what we talked about before, man, I don't want to disrupt anything that you were doing. I am here, to enjoy talking to you about shit. I don't need no promotions. I'm not that guy that looks at a number and says, I need to have 5,000, 10,000, 15, 20,000 subscribers. I'm way past that in my head. I've been on YouTube way too fucking long to care about, subscribers. But the people that do follow my channel, your channel, I definitely acknowledge. And that's a big part of why I do this. So.
And you know what? It's everything that you just said is the exact reason why you're the perfect fit for this channel. And I know that's exactly, all the things that you said, that what you didn't take into consideration, that speaks more volumes to me than anything else. So again, I absolutely appreciate it. But you know what? You're not going to get off that easy, because I'm still going to plug you, because I want you. If you don't care about your numbers, that's okay. You don't have to. I want to see you grow, because I'm selfish and it's a reflection on me. If I can give you a little bit of a rub, that gives me a little bit of a good feeling that maybe I can get him a few extra subs, because Dead on Dave might have a little juice in him. I have no juice, but I'm going to try. God damn it, we're getting you to 1,000 subs in the next 2 weeks. So go over to XLT Podcast, my man, the new co-host right here on Dead on Dave Live. Too Tall, the man, the myth, the legend. And if you like what you've heard tonight, go give him a sub. He's more than earned it. Or don't. Doesn't really matter to Too Tall, but it matters to your boy Dead on Dave. So there you go. There you go.
If you see any the people in the chat that when I'm on with Dead on Dave, if you see any hashtag Vintage Vasquez or hashtag Things Better Than TNA, you might not understand what that is. That's people from my channel that are also supporting Dave. And so Vintage Vasquez was one of the first original trolls on my channel, and I actually made a shirt of him on Spreadshirt because I thought it was so good at trolling and actually entertained me that I let him troll for like 20 minutes.
Oh, that's funny.
And hashtag Things Better Than TNA is something we do at the end of the podcast where we think of things that are better than TNA. It's like an end segment kind of thing. So
that's pretty good.
If anybody thinks, if you see that, I just want to throw that out there.
That's pretty good. I like that. I like that.
But anyway, guys, thanks for joining Dead on Dave tonight as we talked about Survivor Series. ISIS took, viewer questions, calls, and had an interesting night. I kind of felt like Tyler Breeze debuting on SmackDown tonight. I didn't know what was going to happen, but it happened. So thank you guys for joining. Make sure to subscribe to Dead on Dave Productions, because if you don't, I don't know what you're doing with your lives at this moment.
There you go.
But this guy's amazing at what he does. Do not forget to share. Do not forget to subscribe. And if you feel that we've earned it, hit that like button for Dave.
Damn right.
He loves it. He loves it.
There you go. I couldn't have said it any better myself. So thank you guys very much. Hope you guys check out everything that's going on in the community. Go check out my man, Tommy C, over at Shot from the Point Hockey. Tomorrow night he'll be live, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The brand new Shot from the Point Live. Make sure you check that out. You cannot miss it. It's going to be damn quite amazing. So check out everything that's going on in the community. My man Too Tall over at XLT Podcast. So many others. Thank you guys. This has been an absolute crazy night. Sorry, Trey Parker. I'm not going to sing Circle of Life, mainly because I don't want to get sued by Elton John. But thank you guys. We will see you next time right here on Dead on Dave Productions. In fact, we'll see you tomorrow night directly after Survivor Series. Too Tall, are you going live tomorrow after Survivor Series as well?
Yeah, we're doing I'm doing like 10:30 Eastern tonight. We're doing predictions, and then after Survivor Series, doing a couple things, enjoying the night.
Awesome.
Hopefully it goes well. But
well,
yes,
we should try to call into each other's shows while we're both live and just confuse the fuck out of everybody. It'll be great.
Completely confuse everybody. What the fuck is happening?
Like, I'll give you 5 minutes where I'll let you co-host, or I'll let you host my show on this channel, and then I'll go over to your channel and I'll host your show for 5 minutes. It'll be great. It'll be fantastic. People won't know what the fuck
I want to see people react to getting thrown over the top rope by Dave on my show.
yes.
What the fuck is happening?
Let me throw some motherfuckers over the top rope. That'd be great. That'd be amazing.
Oh, shit.
All right.
Yeah.
Well,
absolutely.
there you go. First one in the books. Gonna be quite amazing. And finally, thank you to my good friend, Real Talk the Metaphor Messiah, who just so happens, well, you know what? I won't tell you. You can check out this promo because that's what we're going to go out on. So, as always, like, subscribe, and share. And if you don't have talent, have talented friends. We'll see you next time. Peace. Every so often, a musician emerges that changes the landscape of their genre, changes the definition of what is, alters the rules set by those who came before. That musician brings with him music that shatters the image of the status quo, music that transforms, music that ushers in new inspiration, new ideas, and new life. That musician and that music is here.
And the best in the biz.
December 17th, 2015, Real Talk, the Metaphor Messiah presents Black Mozart.